Press
Come
live.
into the cave for honest thoughts and opinions.
Big up, everybody. How you doing? I apologise about that. That was a major screw up there from me. I am the long-haired Yeti, and you have to get things wrong to get things right. Although I don't think I've ever got anything right in my life. But anyway, big up and welcome in, Dal. Hope you're well, pal. Just keeping it real.
Absolutely, keeping it real about our clubs in absolute shambles right now. Well, not as much as a shambles as your club, but I mean. You're pouring a bottle there, so kind of goes hand in hand with the state of Arsenal right now. But no, man, big up. I'm glad you got your technology. Glad you got your technology. Yeah, take three. Take three. You might have a couple of videos to go back on YouTube, Yeti, and delete. I think there's one there for 13 minutes where we're just sitting there.
Yeah, I've done it. I've got rid of the other one where we was actually live, and I didn't realise we was live, and we was trying to sort things out. What an absolute shambles! At least I can get stuff on the screen as well, because I mean that's one thing I can't actually do. And like, you get super chat like I got the other day, I'd like to have got that on the screen, to be fair, but you can't do that with the stuff I'm using at the minute. So there will be a way of doing it. I've just got to look into it. But yeah, anyway. This is keeping it real. This is the first one I've done live, and we both got to talk about a shit show of our clubs. I mean, you only got to look at that name, Bottlers FC 26. But first of all, we talk about Nottingham Forest against Wolves and those kind of situations. And, mate, honestly, what the fuck? 35 shots.
You had 3 6-on-1s. I saw some stats on Facebook, I think it was, and it's like you had 3 literally 6-on-1s against Wolves and couldn't put one in the back of the net.
I only remember seeing 1 6-on-1, and how we didn't put that away is beyond me.
I think it was 3, bro.
Was it 3? Fucking hell, I must have.
That's what I saw. I saw a picture of a bunch of Forest players with 1 Wolves defender back before the keeper.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. No, I can't fault the work rate. I think the work rate was for me anyway. But the quality, there was just no quality whatsoever. You know, the best was probably a header from Morgan Gibbs-White that went wide. The Luca miss is just ridiculous. I know he's new, but come on, man.
I know. That's no excuse, bro. You brought him in for a reason. I just don't know why you didn't start Igor Jesus. I mean, what the? Like,
I mean, I would have started Luca because he did score against Leeds. I would definitely have started him, but I mean, you know what? I'd have preferred it if he'd have let that go to Morgan Gibbs-White. But being a striker, he's not going to let it go, is he?
No, but I mean, the thing is that it's like Igor Jesus is scoring goals before Lucas showed up.
True, like, very true. Yeah, but he was in the first half of the Leeds game, and then Luca came on afterwards. I mean, I can understand why he put Luca in.
Yeah, no problem about having Luca in. You want to put the new kid to the test, you know, but it's like Igor Jesus has already bagged, what, 5-6 goals for you guys? 7, 8? Yeah, true. I mean, it's just like, how can you justify putting the new guy in because he scored 1 goal? I mean, I get it. Like, he scored a goal, so you think he's going to do the rest. But Igor Jesus can lead that line. He's actually a great, decent striker. You know, I just don't see why you could have gone for the kill early, then bring Luca in to finish him off. You know, at 2 or 3-0 or 2-1 or 3-1 or something. It just, you know, Dyche. These managers, not only Dyche, some of these managers make the most horrific decisions, bro. It was, you know, they're just some stupid decisions. Like Igor Jesus could have started that game very easily for you guys. I watched that whole game. I watched it at work. I had to go to the plant, and so I had it on my phone the whole time. I watched the first 45 minutes on my lunch hour. Then I went back to work at the 15-minute break and watched the rest of it on my phone while I was attempting to work. So, I mean, it was comical. I'm sorry, but it's just comical, bro.
Oh, it was, yeah. I totally agree.
Not even 1?
I know, it doesn't even make sense, does it, really? 35 chances and can't even bag 1. That is just ridiculous. And then after the game, apparently there was a players' meeting, where Marianakis or chairman or whatever. I think they took 3 players in, I've heard. Yates went in, obviously, because he's the captain, Morgan Gibbs-White and Anderson. And obviously, I think Marianakis was like, didn't want to sort of piss the players off. So we made sure he asked them how they felt about, the situation. And from what I've heard, and this is only from what I've heard, they said that they don't really like the training regime and everything like that. So that kind of put the nail in Dyche's coffin. But the thing is it's just such stupid fucking timing, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is bad timing. Always is bad timing. I mean, no, I guess there's a good time. Like when things start to go pear-shaped in November, you can still make those moves because there's a lot of managers during the summer, that still haven't found jobs. And November, you've got a lot of time left, obviously, but not in February, bro. Not at this end of the season, with 12, 13 games left to play. This Marianakis guy is just not. He's not going to be happy with anybody, bro. Like, he's just not going to be happy with anybody. He's got to push his ego aside and just, and listen. I think he did the right thing of listening to the 3 players that you mentioned because they're the 3 core players in that squad. I mean, if you had Murillo to that, right? But I just feel like Sean Dyche, like, if it doesn't work, it's bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's not a savior. He's an okay manager. He's decent, but he's not great. He's not the great Sam Allardyce or Harry Redknapp, right? I just, even David Moyes, is better than him. But I think the guy you brought in, really, the guy from Wolves that had him fucking with 2 points.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't get that move at all. But it's got to work, hasn't it? It's got to work.
It has to work because you're in a battle right now.
And Bottlers FC has retired Pepsi until I see a better performance. So it's Pepsi. I thought it was AFC always, to be honest. But big up to you, Pepsi or Bottlers FC. Saka and Odegaard need to go, both crap and injury prone. Saka didn't do fuck all, to be fair. No. And Arteta will be at Forest in the summer, reunited with Edu. Well, I mean, I think Edu's got to go as well. Look, when it comes down to Dyche, I mean, it wasn't entertaining football. It wasn't interesting. I mean, there was times when we did something good with the counter-attacks where it looked really good. So you were sort of like, well, it does work out sometimes. But then when you see that 6-on-1, it's like, that's not great at all.
It's not Dyche's fault, right, that your players can't score with a 6-on-1. That's not his fault, right. So there's things that, I've always kind of been of the school, like, it's not always the manager. It's not always the manager, right? He's not out there kicking the ball around. He's not out there trying to chase people around. It's just, it's like to not start Igor Jesus, I just think is stupid. I mean, I knew you got a new guy in, but he doesn't have to start, bro. That's the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Go with what you know. Go with what somewhat worked, over the last, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 weeks. Igor Jesus is a good player. He's very good, bro. He's mobile on the ball. This Luka guy still has to figure it out. Yeah, a goal against Leeds. One goal just doesn't say, oh, you're ready for, will be a tough game against Wolves. Wolves are going to be a tough challenge from here on out. Right? Because they're fighting for survival. So I just don't understand why as Dyche, you just go with what you know, go with the proven system that kind of works regarding the first 11, and just let them play, and then halftime make your changes if you need to. But to not start Igor Jesus and try and just kill them off early, I just think is stupid. It's just a really, really bad mistake that obviously led to him getting kicked in the ass out of the club.
I think him starting with Luka, though, I think it was to do with like trying to get something going with the corners with his height and everything like that. But I mean, I don't know if you saw our corners, but they was fucking awful. Even Hutchinson, I mean, his corners were terrible too as well.
Yeah, he did have a very good showing.
It's just like, it was what you could just see. It just wasn't. I mean, I thought we was going to beat them 3 fucking goals or whatever. I said we've got to come out of the block straight away like Leeds did against us, And we just didn't. And yes, we missed Murillo when he's not there, but I mean, that's not to blame. And they nearly won it. They nearly took the win if it weren't for Ortega's save.
Right.
And that is just absolutely shocking. I like Dyche. I like what he said, but I didn't see it on the field, if you know what I mean. Right. Or I'd see it against the big teams, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, and that. But I wouldn't see it. Even Arsenal. I mean, we played really well against you guys to only let you have a draw. I mean, how you kept missing is beyond me. But you know, we even did that, and we put in a good performance. But it just the consistency wasn't there or anything. But for me, to sack him at this point, I just think is stupid. And I know a lot of Forest fans will be like, well, you know, we weren't getting anywhere, we weren't doing this. But if you actually look at the percentages, he's got a better percentage than most of our managers have just gone. We've got four managers this season.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, like someone said the other day, we can have our own manager of the season award.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the Dyche appointment was pretty good, but at the same time, like the football is it's kind of blah, right? It's bland to watch and stuff, but he's fighting for your guys' survival. So, you know, you're not going to turn into some Brazilian samba team up there, right? Nah. Even with Jesus and Murillo, right? You're not just going to turn into this flashy club, but I just feel like he's, you know, I think there's obviously better out there. But can you really afford better? Is Malinakis really want better? Like, to be honest, the guy I think that Spurs brought in, this Tudor guy, is pretty decent.
Yeah, I've heard little bits about him, to be honest. So, he could be decent.
Big up, Dama. So,
big up, Dama. How you doing, mate?
I feel like if you guys would have done your research a little more, because it just seems like even Dyche was a panic buy, right? This guy from Wolves is a panic buy. Yeah. Right, it's like sack Dyche and this guy's in like right away. And I know that happens in football, but it's kind of like maybe throw an interim manager in there for a couple of weeks till you really sort out who's available, what the money's like, who's got some sort of a winning record. Because I don't see the guy. Was it Piero? Is that his last name? Piera?
Vitor
Pereira. Yeah, the guy at Wolves, right? I just don't. You know what's he going to do different than he did at Wolves? I mean,
the thing is, if you listen to his tactical style is pretty much very similar to Nuno. He basically keeps the ball at the back until the opposition gets himself in, you know, comes forward for the ball or tries to win the ball, and then it opens up the spaces behind for a counter attack or something like that. Which is, it's all right as long as the other team does that. Right, that don't work, does it?
That's where I always get the ump with, you know, doing full press. Like I've said in some shows before, is like earlier in the season, why are we with Goikarez? Why are we pressing West Ham? Like they're so one-dimensional. You know, why are we pressing? You know, to get these mistakes that just never come. You know, and then all of a sudden he gets, you know, I mean, I know we're not talking about Goikarez. All of a sudden he gets the ball, he's out of energy, and he runs it wide. You know, like, oh God, right? It just so it's thinking that you're going to force mistakes. That's a gamble, you know. That's kind of a gamble because then if you lose the ball, you know, then what, right? You're on the back foot, and all of a sudden it's 1-0 the opposition. I just feel like the biggest mistake was the manager being too prideful in his ways and demanding too much success too soon and letting Nuno go.
I don't think you know what. I just don't think the guy. I don't think the guys. The one thing I'll say about Marinakis, I mean, look, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in at the minute if it wasn't for him being in the Prem and all that kind of stuff. But some of the decisions he's been making since, they're just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't make any sense. I mean, I get the Nuno thing. And to be honest, somebody said the other day, and I didn't really think of this, it's all started going to shit since one person's come into the club.
Ortega?
Oh, you know who it is. Because he was at yours.
Oh, Edu.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, he's yours now, buddy.
Nuno wanted certain players. Him and Nuno fell out and everything. Then, I mean, it was leading to Nuno going anyway. And then he does the press conference, which he's never going to come out of anyway. It's never going to happen. And then basically just some really, really silly decisions. I mean, if this Vitor can come in and this is my take on it, right? If the players had that much of an issue with Daesh and the training and all that kind of stuff, then whoever the new manager is, when he comes in, I expect to see a reaction, because the person you didn't like has gone. So you better react in that next game. I'm not bothered about the Europa. I couldn't give a fuck about it, to be quite honest with you. I'm interested in staying in the Premier League, that's not going to work. That's not going to cut it for me. But it's like, it's just so fucking frustrating. And then you made a fucking joke of, and then you go on YouTube and everybody's out there with a video who's got nothing to do with any of it at all, giving their opinion on this, that, and the other. And I'm like, fuck off, man. I hate it when my club's in the limelight like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you're struggling right now, right? You're struggling right now to get any sort of momentum, right? Like you said before, the last thing you really kind of need to do is sack the manager and bring someone in who had Wolves at 2 points. And this is why Edu is just not the guy. It's just not. If he's arguing with a manager who's, basically boots on the ground, identifying, what we need every day in training, right? Setting up, obviously, the first 11, setting up the tactics. You would think as kind of the director of football that he would have some, at least respect the input that the manager's giving. And it seems like Edu doesn't do that, right? It's either his way or the highway. And that just doesn't work for some managers. And that's why, like you're saying, Nuno left. I don't know, man. It's complicated.
I don't think Dice got what he wanted either. Dice didn't get what he wanted either. There was one or two players that he wanted that he didn't get either. Big up to Adam. How you doing, mate? Hope you're okay, bro. Yeah, well, I'm ish, to be honest with you. So mad at your club this season. Yeah, mate. Yeah, join the club, mate. Join the club. It's just fucking unbelievable, and you don't know what's going to happen next. And the fact of the matter is a lot of these players, whether stay up or go down, there's going to be a fire sale in the summer. There's a lot of these players that's not going to be Forest players next season. I'm not saying that's down to what they've done and their performance and stuff. We have got a lot of wanted players, and if we go into the Championship, it comes down to now staying in the Prem to get the good money for them. Going into the Championship, there's no way you're going to get that kind of money. The Spoons nearly made an appearance, all nearly scored. Big up to you, Pepsi. And yeah, I just can't get my head around it. I really can't. I mean, the biggest issue, to be honest, has been bringing Ange in. That's where it's really all gone wrong, to be honest. Yeah. So just silly decisions. But hey, let's get on to you guys. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
One shot.
One shot. 2 shots on target. Well, second at the end. Two total.
Nearly lost it.
Not good enough, mate. Not good enough.
No.
That was awful. The first half was terrible. And I to be honest, bro, the first 10 to 15 minutes, I knew we weren't winning that game. I knew we were winning it. Brentford wanted it far more. They wanted it far more. The only one working his socks off again is Declan Rice. I thought Timber was terrible. I thought Gabriel was suspect. I thought Raya was nervous. Hincapié couldn't get across. Was okay. Going across the ball, couldn't get past the first man. Like, what are we doing, bro? Why are we trying to just lump balls in the box instead of actually playing it through the midfield a bit and seeing what we can create? Eze was terrible. Madueke was god-awful, even though he scored the goal. He was at the right place at the right time. I just thought that it was a complete awful game. It was awful.
You were lucky not to lose it, to be honest, at the end.
Yeah. Yeah,
nice.
I mean, Mascara, I thought he was terrible as well. I mean, yeah, he came back and saved his pants on that one, but oh yeah, that would have been could have been 3-1. You know, maybe probably 2-1's probably more probable, but you know, I don't know what the mentality is at this club anymore. I don't get why every fucking time the year changes, we go into this shell of ourselves that we were for the last 3 or 4 months and not produce anything, you know. And the writing was on the wall. And to be honest, it was the game against you guys at City Ground.
Yeah.
That really showed that we are not up for this. That all the players aren't up for it. 2 or 3 players are up for it, right? I would say Rice is. I would say Gabrielle is. I would say Zubamendi to a point, and I would even throw, Martinelli's up for it. I would throw Trossard is up for it. But I just don't understand the decisions this manager makes, or tactically, right? Like, go for it. If we're down 1-0 at halftime, we still have another half of football, right? Yeah. If we're taking risks and lose the ball, it's okay. At the end of the day, it's fucking Brentford. Like, yeah, they're decent. They're like 8th or 9th place. So, I mean, there's something there, but it's like, we've got to take risks, bro. We have to take risks. You know, I don't get the mentality of this manager constantly keeping the handbrake on. I mean, there was times we were at their 18-yard box and we worked the ball backwards.
I know, yeah. I didn't see it all, but I watched some of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was on my lunch hour yesterday. I watched 2 hours of my life wasted watching this crap. It was a 12 o'clock noon yesterday, so I'm just like perfect time right in the afternoon. I'm going to enjoy myself. We're going to come out 2-1 winners. I predicted 2-1. You know, and I mean, I guess it was kind of close at the end of the day. You know, I think that game could have gone either way, to be honest, in some aspects. But if you were to look at that second half again, or at least from the 60th minute on,
Gabrielle was lucky.
We were absolutely getting killed.
Gabrielle was lucky. Should have got a second yellow for
that. Yeah, probably wrapping his leg around the guy. Yeah, and I just, you know, you could have moved things around, but we have these injuries with Kai Havertz, and obviously Saka's not fit, Odegaard's not fit, and Odegaard falling on the ground and fainting injury.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, bro. I'm done with him, and I agree with like Bottlers Pepsi too. The writing's on the wall for Odegaard and Saka. This is it. This is it for me. We've got to move on. You know, we spent Rodrigo money on Madueke, which was stupid. You know, we didn't pitch the project enough to Rodrigo to make him switch. Maybe this summer we can make some changes. But, you know, I don't know where we would sell Saka to. What club in the Prem's going to pay $350 a week for someone who hasn't scored a goal in almost 15 games?
Yeah, but he's still highly revered, though, isn't he? Even though, like, as you say with me, not seeing anything. But
can you give me 3 reasons why we should revere this guy right now? No.
Bad fans that don't get it. You know, that's the only kind of thing that I can see. Arteta favourite. You know,
boy, 24, 25 years old, right? He's not a boy anymore, bro.
No.
You know, and the injuries have caught up. We've got a World Cup coming up. Like it's just gonna do more damage to him during the World Cup. I don't know where all this goes, bro. I just don't know what the end result is. And again, I've said this before. If we win the league, it'll be fantastic. But if we win it by 1 or 2 points, that's not good enough for me. And I would sack him. And I know that sounds blasphemous for some people because, but you won the league. By 1 or 2 points is not convincing.
I mean, if you win the league, you win the league.
Yeah, I get that. But I think there's context to it, right? There's context to it. You win the league, yay, right? Yay. I would be happy. Don't get me wrong. But is it going to be, you know, like City, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Liverpool again? Right? Maybe throw Chelsea in there. Maybe throw United in there. Right? And actually get their shit going. It screams to me Leicester City settings, bro, if we win it. And I just don't see like the consistency of doing it again and being competitive again. And that's why I'm saying if we win it, fantastic. Shake his hand, give him his bonus check, get a new manager in before preseason, get 2 or 3 players in and out, and start again. Because
but, I mean, if he wins the league, they're not
November and we're 4th.
They're not going to get rid of him. They're not going to get rid of him if he wins the league.
Of course not. That's just wishful thinking on my part. But clubs can be ruthless, right? But we're not it, right? Obviously, Tottenham sacking Ange after winning them.
If your guys got it over the line, then that obviously breeds confidence as well, and that can build from something else. So if you manage to do it, I mean, you're going to do it the hard way because I mean you're stuttering and struggling even now. So
I understand the confidence take of it, but once those fucking players go on holiday to Dubai, right? When the season's over, what confidence are we talking about? What confidence are we talking about, bro? The confidence is it's done once you lift the trophy, right? There's no more I'm looking forward to 26, 27, Gaffer. Come on. Yeah. Come on. We can go through the same shit again for another 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years. That's the point. It's like it's taken so much to get to this point, and we're still not. I mean, obviously we're not over the line, but we should be 12 points up. We should have beaten you guys. We should have beaten Liverpool. Right? I mean, should have, could have, would have, but I just think the whole thing is that what I think's gonna happen is that if we win it, obviously he's gonna stay. We're gonna have 2 or 3 players in, 2 or 3 players out. I don't think it's gonna be a big summer blockbuster window like it was last summer, right? I mean, he's got the players now essentially that he wants. You know, we probably have a couple of goings. I think Lewis Skelly may go out on loan. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that I just can see it now that this all turns to shit in November and December, and we're sitting 4th with maybe 8-10 points behind Liverpool or City, right? If Slot figures it out, which is pretty doubtful, right? But if Isak comes back, right, it has a good preseason, who knows? I just think there's too many variables going against us into the new season that would be for us and keep that confidence alive. Because I was saying, bro, once they get their suntans and they're hopping in the swimming pool and they're going to shows and they're doing appearances and they got the chains and the fancy fucking clothes, right? Confidence, they're not thinking confidence, they're thinking vacation. And then the preseason comes around, and what if that goes to shit, right? What if we get injuries during that? I mean, there's just so much shit, right? And that's why I think, like, you know, even our friends in the YouTube community, it's like, oh, Arsenal won it. Let's see where they're at in November of 26. Let's see where they're at in January of 27.
Yeah.
You know, I just...
Butler says Chelsea just missed the City. Are Chelsea playing tonight, are these? The
FA Cup
game. Okay, I didn't even know about that. Why did Arteta not bring on Jesus for Gyökeres at the end? Only made 4 subs and snowstorm in the whole Chelsea match, and that's probably the reason they missed, I should think. But yeah, I mean, look, I get where you're coming from. I mean, look, as an outsider looking in, the cracks are coming and they're getting bigger. And you've got Wolves next, who obviously are going to be G'd up by getting a point against us when we shoot 35 times at them and don't fucking put the ball in the net.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, you've got them coming up next. You should be able to get a win on that. City seem to have turned a corner. I thought Fulham would give them quite a game, to be honest with you, and they didn't. It was 3-0. They've got Newcastle next.
Newcastle City coming up next?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Newcastle City next.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle I think are in shambles too. I don't think they're very good at all. I think if I'm not mistaken, Bruno Gomes could be injured. No, they absolutely destroyed Fulham. 3-0 at half, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's game match set. It's done. You know, and there's no way Fulham are digging a hole out in the second half, 3 goals down against it. No fucking way. No way. And you know,
and also you've got 2 big games coming as well. Whether you look at them as big games or whether you don't, you've got Spurs, who's going to have this new manager, whatever his name is. And then you've got, you know, that could be like a bounce or whatever. I mean, look at Carrick managed to win his Derby team straight away. And then you've got Chelsea straight after that.
Yep. I think the Chelsea game's at home, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's at home, but the thing is, if you're starting to sort of like fluff your lines and things like that, you know, you have already got the one loss at home, haven't you?
Right. I'm not. Yeah. Am I concerned about Spurs? I'm a little concerned about Spurs now. I must be honest with the new manager bounce. Right. This guy's from Juve, football heritage. Right. He's probably not the number one manager they could have gotten right at this time, but it sure ain't Ange. Right.
No, I mean, he's got quite a good record of turning teams around quick as well.
Yeah, right. I mean, Spurs could have gotten Sean Dyche. I mean, they went a kind of a weird way to get this Tudor guy, and I'm not, as much as AC Milan is my Italian team, but I don't watch Serie A to know enough about Tudor.
Nah, not I mean,
but he's going to bring something different in, right? And I've always said that Spurs have a few good players. Mickey Van der Veen walks into my first 11. I'm sorry. I think he's a top defender.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think he's better than Mascara. He's probably not as good, obviously, as Gabriel. Saliba, maybe there's some competition there, but he's better than Mascara, in my opinion. As much as Xavi Simons gets shit, I would take him over Odegaard. And that might sound absolutely.
I like him. I do.
Xavi Simons is a fighter, and at least goes in there. He gets knocked down. He gets kicked all over the pitch. But he has a real determination to at least get the ball in the box and dribble through the defense a bit instead of passing it backwards and fucking horseshoe-shaped fucking football, right? So, and I also, but I'm not here to talk about Spurs, bro. Right? Game will get a bounce, and I don't think they're going to get relegated unless some other
I can't see them getting relegated.
This Tudor guy could bring something different. He'll have maybe a different setup for them, and they will be willing to listen to him because it was an absolute fucking shit show with Frank. Let's be honest. 2 wins, bro, in the last 17 matches. That is absolutely ridiculous, right? They should have really let him go back in like October, maybe November, December, sure, but. But anyway, they're going to turn over a new leaf. They're going to get some results. And I don't think it's going to be against us, but we can't draw against them, Yeti. We can't draw. We can't draw any more games. Maybe the one Eddie had against City. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? But if we want to lift this title, we have to beat them at the Etihad. Like 1-0, 2-1, right? I mean, I would take a draw there because it'll essentially help us and keep them right from getting the obviously more, influence, more to get the 3 points maybe or to keep going on. So I don't know, man. I think the Spurs and Chelsea games are big, but the Etihad one is massive.
That's
the title decider, right? If we get the 3 points on them, then I think we're pretty clear. But again, I'm just not that enthusiastic by lifting a trophy by 2 points. And I get the argument that you win it regardless of the points. And I get that as well. But I'm just very cautious that this will just be a flash in the pan and Arsenal barely got it over the line, right? Which would be true if we only won it by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, so I mean, it would. I mean, I don't think that bothered me, to be honest. If I won the Premier League, especially in the state that we're in at the minute, by 1 or 2 points. 1 or 2 points is winning the league. It doesn't matter whether it's 2 points or 1. Really, you still won the league, and you've still got you've still done what you've deserved. But it just seems to be like a big stutter going on at the minute.
Let me just go back 2 seconds. Deserved. See, that's the problem I have. It's not deserved, right? It's not deserved when you're 10 or 12 points up. It's not deserved when you're 9 points up in December and January.
Yeah,
that's deserved. We don't deserve shit.
But the thing is, the reason I'm saying that is because you haven't done it before. This team has not done it before. So if it manages to get it over the line, then there could be a complete change in the way that this team feels instead of feeling so much pressure and all that. That's kind of what I'm the line I'm going on there. You've got Wigan on Sunday. Oh, you still in the? Is it FA Cup?
FA Cup.
So you're still in the FA Cup. You're still in the whatever it's called,
Final
Carabao
Cup. Big up, Mr.
Back, mate. Big up, Pipes. How you doing? You all right, mate? I'll be back in a sec now. I just need to get a beer.
So let me ask you guys in the chat, am I crazy to think that if we win the league by 2 points, that's going to boost confidence when the fucking Arsenal squad's going to go on vacation for 3 or 4 weeks and then start over again? It's taken us this long to get there, right? It's taken us 6 seasons to lift a trophy. And if we just skirt by and win this league by 1 to 2, maybe 3 points, I'm not confident. That doesn't make me look forward to the next season. Oh, yeah, we're going to go do it again. No, not at all. Because we have 6 years of shit that we've put up to win this trophy. Who doesn't think that we're going to have another 5 to 6 years of crap to win the next one? Exactly, Bob. There's too many disappointing results. And if we only win it by 1 point at the end, are we deserving? Are we deserving of that trophy? Because it's really kind of been a fucking tosser league anyway this season, right? City not firing on all cylinders, Liverpool absolutely dropping it all fucking with their 6th or 7th. Oops. So welcome back to legend. But I just don't think if we only win it by 1 point, there's nothing deserving about that. That's staying through, bro. That's doing that's barely getting by. And that's not good enough. And like I was saying, as you went to go grab your brewski, that we have 6 years of bullshit data, Yeti, to show that we could very much fall into another 5, 6 years of crap again, even if we like it. Right? Big up, Bargav.
Big up, Bargav, mate. Big up, Pipes as well. Big up, Bottlers FC 26. Yeah, I mean, look. I think we all expected a stutter, but it is becoming worse and worse. You have got Wigan next in the FA Cup. You've got to show something for that, and then basically you've got to go and play Wolves. So you have got some games that you can get it back, but City just seems to have got on it now, and we keep saying that, but then all of a sudden they drop the ball. So
But I just think I keep going back to the last 5.5, 6 years, right, where we've won nothing with almost the same squad. I mean, obviously we've made changes, but the mentality is still there. The manager's tactical ignorance is still there, and that's why it's like, do you win it and celebrate for 2 weeks, and then again shake his hand, give him his check, and say we got to start anew. Luis Enrique's available. Or whatever big name you want out there. If you
win it, he ain't going nowhere.
You're going
not going anywhere, mate.
No, I know. I'm just saying, if we want standards and to be somewhat ruthless in how we go about this, I just feel like it's taken us so long to get there. And for some fans, it's like, yeah, that's part of the process. Right? Which I can kind of see that side of it. It's not like he's going to kick in right away, but then you can kick in, right? You can. Yeah. Those things can happen. I mean, look at what City did when they got Pep. It just took them up that other level. And I've heard the argument, some clubs don't really get rid of their manager after they win anything. Bullshit. Have you not looked at Chelsea from 2000 to 2010? Have you not looked at Real Madrid? Right? Sacking managers when they're already top.
Yeah. If you win it, I mean, you just know that all you're going to get is, we told you, And like Pepsi says here, I don't think we've actually started this season yet. No one is playing well. No, I don't think you've been electric or anything like that. Definitely
we've had moments.
I mean, there's a lot of teams in this league that just ain't up to it at the minute anyway. So, I mean, it's a perfect time to go and get it. But if you ask me properly, I don't know, looking at sort of last night and the little stuttering at the minute, which to me is far too early to stutter. The stutter should come towards the end.
Trying to get it over the line. Yeah, the first week in May. Yeah, no, the stuttering is too early. Right, but God, I kind of forgot my point. But I don't. Fuck, there was a point I was going to make, and I kind of just slipped my mind now.
Our closest should be of Wigan. I don't know that much about Wigan. To be honest.
They fired their manager just 2 or 3 weeks ago, though I heard. So they have a new manager, but I think they should be pretty easy, Bargav. To be honest, I think we will have a response to what happened at Brentford. Keep your fingers crossed, though.
With Wigan being in the position they're in, then it's also a potential game for injuries as well, which is something you don't want. Next season, Forest is hiring 11 coaches from start of the season in bulk. They are cheaper.
Now my thought comes back to me. I thought, I'd see if you disagree or not. I thought the 4-1 win against Villa was the statement game. That was the game that pushed us up, that told Villa to go suck your mum, right? That told City they're kind of in limbo because Villa were pretty much even on points, maybe 2 or 3 points behind them, if not 1, right? I thought that, to me, would be the absolute kick-on to the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And it's done everything but that, right?
Yeah.
The draw at City Ground, the writing was on the wall with the draw against you guys.
The thing is, it's the same. It's been the same for us though. When we beat Spurs 3-0, and how many times have we said it? Oh, we've turned a corner. I mean, this corner must be like fucking 50 miles up the road.
On the way to Malaysia, exactly.
Because and then we just go down again. Sad to say, but Arsenal need 16-year-old Max Dowman back from injury ASAP. Yeah, and Wigan's been getting pumped in League One. Yeah, but I mean, if it's cup, it's cup. They're going to bring it to you guys. They're going to bring it to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned. I mean, but I get I understand the Max Dowman comment, but I don't know what he's going to bring with this mentality, right? It's the mentality, Pepsi, that I'm more worried about than the individual player performances, because I know those can go up and down, but it's the way we're drawing games and passing the ball backwards, playing pedestrian style football, and if Max Dowman is in that, he's going to do what this manager tactically tells him to do, right? Yeah. And I just feel like we're not getting saved by a 16-year-old kid. I just don't feel that's going to happen.
He ain't gonna put him on anyway in any kind of situation like that anyway. Right. And I mean, Max Dowman, for me, yes, he looks a very talented player, but one thing he is good at is dropping on his horse.
Well, yeah. And it's like, is he ready for those high pressure games at City Ground when it's 0-0? Is he going to come in and be the goal scorer? Is he up for those high pressure games at the G-Tech Stadium against Brentford when it's 1-1 like it was, and coming in the 85th minute to be the decider? I just don't think he's at 16. I just don't think he's ready for that kind of pressure yet. I could be completely wrong. I don't know the kid personally, right? I don't see him week in and week out in training, but I just feel like we don't have anyone that can come off and be a decider. And that's been proven. Right. We brought Odegaard on. What the fuck has he done? We brought Saka on. He's still injured. He could barely even run yesterday. There was a 50-50 ball he could have gone into, and I'm screaming at the TV, just touch it, Saka, touch it. And he fucking just stops. He just stops. Come on, bro. I mean, and that I put on the manager as well. But I also kind of put on the player at this point. If you're injured, stay fucking injured.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm injured. I'm really feeling it. I go out there. It's like you're playing with 10 men.
Yeah, true. Which probably should have been, because Gabriel should have gone. But bollocks, 1-0 Chelsea, says Butler's FC 26. Yeah, mate, I don't, honestly, I mean, we're obviously at different sides of the table at the minute, and we've got a major worry of being a team that goes down. You've got to accept that is a massive possibility, especially with getting rid of the manager now, and it's just right, let me just put it down to this. When you can make the chances, the goals can come. So if you get 35 chances, sooner or later, surely you're going to fucking bag one. You would hope. Sure. I don't think it's been good timing or a good way of actually doing it. This guy who's coming in is very much the same. He might get in and hit the ground running, and you should see something from the players, because if the players weren't happy with Daesh, then I expect to see some kind of zip from them. I think the worst thing for me is not just losing Daesh, it's losing Ian Wone and Stoney, because them obviously are massive players in our memory. So, obviously they've gone as well. Marinakis just makes some crazy decisions. I swear, Dan, somebody turned around and went, "Oh, the stupidest decision you made this season was getting rid of Ange." And I think Marinakis just turned around and says, "Oh my fucking beer." I mean, it's just honestly, it's not getting rid of Ange, taking Ange on.
But Ange was fucking the ship was sinking with Ange. Let's be honest.
It was terrible. It was terrible, but he should never have been appointed in the first place.
No, and I don't think the guy you've appointed is fucking gonna do much, to be honest, because he had Wolves at 2 points. Right. I just
exactly.
Why would you bring the guy in that's like you're trying to avoid being at the bottom, but you bring the guy that brings the team at the bottom?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Obviously it's a whole different team makeup style. You'll have a somewhat different style of play because you have much better players than Wolves. But I just like if it.
That don't mean shit. I hate it. Does annoy me a little bit when people keep saying of how good the players are we've got. It's
better than Wolves.
It's like having somebody at work who's the best worker you've got, but he's off sick all the time. It's just. They can be the best performing. It doesn't matter.
I understand what you're saying, but Elliot Anderson's better than every Wolves player.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But it's like if they're not performing. I mean, to me, my take is that this is one thing that I'm a little bit annoyed about is if they turn around to Marinakis and said that we don't like the training, it's too hard and stuff like that. Well, go and find another club then where you can just be a fucking pansy. And if you want to win and you want to be something, then you work.
Right. You just, you deal with the manager and the training regimen that he has you doing, and you make the best of it as a player, right? You need to leave some of that ego at the front door and just get involved in what is going on now, currently. Yeah. Live in the now. No, I get that as well. But when you mentioned Gibbs White, Yates, and Anderson, if they're coming to the owner and say this is not working out, you have to listen to those three players.
I think he invited them in. He invited them in to talk about it because I think, obviously there's a thing with them and Nuno, and they like Nuno because they were hugging him after we beat West Ham. And, so there was a big sort of affiliation between them, and I think that sort of knocked the players aside. Look, I don't give a fuck how a millionaire feels, You're a footballer, you're paid to do a fucking job. Get on that pitch and do a fucking job. Simple as that for me. If the training's the only thing that I'd say about Daesh, and I did say this to my brother earlier, like when we beat Malmo and played well, and when we beat Spurs, Daesh in his interview was right. The players have asked me for a day off tomorrow, and I've said no way. You ain't having no days off. And I think sometimes in that respect, give them a little bit of slack. I mean, they've just fucking battered Spurs, and they've just battered Malmo or whatever. So, I think in those cases, I think you can do it.
Yeah, for sure. No, you can do a half training session and some light running. I mean, I get what you're saying too. And these players, they have egos themselves, right? And they want to have family time and that sort of stuff. So I kind of get that. But I also agree with a little bit more of what you said earlier about you just got to get on with it. And just Pepsi's saying here, you just got to fucking get on with it, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's too much player power anyway in the league.
There is.
So it's like, do you want to be labeled one of those guys instead of just digging your heels in and say, okay, maybe I just need to listen to the manager and ease up on what I think is best, right, as a player, and just going with the flow and trying to get the 3 points week in and week out, then I think there's more success than that, instead of trying to be, going against all the time what the manager's trying to do, against this, going against that, nitpicking things, that never works out well. Well, it doesn't work out well for managers the most, right? Because there's so much player power.
No, exactly. And there is, managers like Dice nowadays, they're just old style, and players, like you say, they've got too much power nowadays. So you can't work them into the ground. I wouldn't say work them into the ground, but you can't do that nowadays. And you've seen, there's many games that we started out and we just was not, like you said earlier, when you said that when the game started yesterday, you could just see with the mentality, because as I've said many, many times, and I've been argued against, it's about mentality. And that was one thing I did like what Vitor Pereira was saying in that interview he did the other day. Without mentality, you haven't got anything. And he's absolutely spot on with that, because you can have the best tactic on the planet where you shut down this or you shut down that. But if the player that you've got to shut down that has not got the mentality to shut it down, your shit never gets going.
Right. 100%.
So mentality is massive. Look at Leeds when we played Leeds at Ellen Road. Their mentality was phenomenal. They saw Abbott on the right. That was a big one. Big mistake from Dyche, in my opinion. You've got Luke Annetts, play him on the left-hand side. Don't put Einer on the left-hand side now. As soon as they saw that team sheet, I reckon their tactics changed on a whim. As soon as they saw that team sheet and saw that you was going against Abbott on the right and Einer on the left, they was like, right, party time, because there was that Abbott all the time. Abbott's a great player. He's a centre-back, though. He's a centre-back, and he gives everything. But it was like he was proper thrown to the wolves. And the thing is, the team, they're thrown to the wolves. That weren't the Wolves game, but that would have worked if it was. But, and Leeds just had a field day. Leeds looked fucking absolutely great, and taking nothing away from Leeds, because at the end of the day, you've got to come out and prove that that's your home ground and you're not going to take no shit. That's what we didn't do on the Tuesday night.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, I think Daniel Farke, if you could have nabbed him from Leeds, would have been a good choice, better than the guy you got. Did you bring in Could you bring in Thomas Frank?
I would, yeah.
I would over this guy you brought in as well.
Yeah. This guy, I remember him for Wolves. I don't remember that much about him, to be honest, but I remember him for Wolves. But it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't understand bringing in the guy that had the fucking team at the bottom. That just doesn't make sense to me. And again, like we talked about this, it's like, I know the players are all different, but it's just, if he's preaching mentality, where's been the mentality at Wolves before he got sacked? Where was the mentality, right, to get them up and going, before they found themselves in this dire position?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's a good point, because you can see, you only have to listen to Dyche. He's got the mentality for every single game. He has. You can see it. Yeah. So if that ain't coming out on the pitch, then that's down to players. Same as what someone said the other day, that these players have got rid of 3 managers now. And you have to look at that thing of it as well, because Gibbs White was fantastic against Wolves. You could see he wanted to win it all on his own. But it's like, well, where's all these consistent, fantastic performances and things like that? I don't know what the answers are. I'm like TJ. I don't have the fucking answer.
No one has the answer.
It's just, but it's so fucking frustrating as a Forest fan, because one minute you think you're sort of right. Like last season was fantastic. It was like a freak season, let's face it.
Sure.
This is kind of where Marinakis started to disappoint me. was happy with the fact he kept Cooper when he fell out with Cooper, but he still kept him because I think he realised that the fans are still behind this guy.
Right.
Don't want to piss off the fans and all that, so he kept him. But then, I mean, to be quite honest, I know Crystal Palace fucked up with the Europa thing, but I don't want to get into competitions like that. I don't want to be sending letters and going, well, make sure you look into this. Leave them to make their decision.
Right.
Because I don't like that. We earn what we get. We tried to get a Champions League spot. We didn't get a Champions League spot. We was in the Conference League. We earned that, Stay in the fucking Conference League. And instead of sending fucking letters going, well, make sure you look at this spot. Mate, that's not for us. That's not how we work.
Look at this part. Yeah. But like there's something you just said, like it's about like the deserving side of it, right? It's like, no, I was going to ask you. Sorry, I'm kind of lost in thought there for a minute. Gibbs White linked to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Elliot Anderson linked to Man United.
Yeah, Man City, Man United.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say Arsenal as well. If there was, I mean, I have heard an Arsenal link actually.
Better than
this is what you're going to get. This is exactly what you're going to get.
So if you stay up, do you think if those two players leave and you stay up, next season's a shit show?
Well, I would hope that we've got some. Well, beforehand, without Edu, then we was bringing in good players, and we've been bringing in good players. We brought in Murillo and all that kind. Why the fuck we needed Edu, I have no idea. So we did actually bring in those kind of players. But the thing is, it's not. You ain't just got to look at Gibbs, White, and Anderson. You've got to look at Milenkovic. I'm pretty sure there'll be players interested in him. I actually think when we're on it, we've got the second best defense in the league. Along with you guys, you've got the best. Yeah. Out of that, I think we've got the second best. That's what I've always said. Not this season. Last season, perfect. But it's like you lose Murillo, Nico Williams. I'm sure he's gaining some interest as well because he's been phenomenal this season. Aina as another one. Milenkovic. So you could lose your whole back four there. Anderson, Sangari's picked up and started getting acclimatized to the Premier League. So you could lose him as well. Igor Jesus is showing something. So I mean, we could get fucking. We'd be like a fucking carcass with fucking vultures and fucking hyenas by the summer.
Yeah, it could be a slaughterhouse for you guys this summer when it comes to transfers. Yeah, because Edu will make those deals.
Yeah,
that's the thing too. Edu's not going to say no to the money, right? He wants money in the coffers, and they want money to spend. I just don't see like what player is going to replace Elliot Anderson like in the Prem? Like, what player is like in La Liga or Serie A or Liga that you would bring in, or maybe even the Championship division that's as good as Elliot Anderson? You have to pay him a shit ton of money. You have to pay him a lot of money. He's got to be one of the highest paid players in the squad next season, if he's not already now.
I don't think there'll be no chance whatsoever of keeping Anderson. What he said in that interview after the Wolves game was like, "Oh, what do you think of the fans booing?" And he was like, "Well, it don't help, does it?" And all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, I look at it like this. When I was talking to Expat the other day, and he was saying it's 65 quid to go and watch the game. Now, I don't know what kind of. I mean, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't boo," or "You should never boo," and all this, that, and the other. If I've just spent 65 quid when I'm struggling to eat my house and I'm struggling with a higher cost of living, and I've put 65 quid out and they've not fucking turned up, I'm going to be a little bit fucking annoyed, I'm afraid.
100%. But bro, I got to get running here in a minute. We've done a nice hour stream going after our fourth attempt.
That really fucked it up, to be honest. That really did fuck it up. That screwed it up quite a lot.
But I stand from an Arsenal point. I do stand still behind that. I would love to lift the trophy, but like you're saying, that confidence going into the next season is just not there with me. We have too much data, so to speak, of that this manager just ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
We could go another 6 years without winning anything, but I do, and I think the Aston Villa the game was a statement, but now that's completely ancient history now. That
I think if you do it though, the players will know will know that they're capable of doing it, and I think that will make a big difference. To be honest,
right? That's the upside of it all. Is that maybe the confidence will be a lot stronger than I think it will, and we will get rid of some players. I wouldn't be surprised if Odegaard left this summer, if we can bring in Elliot Anderson.
I mean that's another one. I mean, I think he'll probably be City banned. To be honest, Man United might be able to pull something out because they're losing Casemiro. So I mean, he could be 100% fit for that. And it just, to me, it just be so disappointing because we've built a really good squad, and it is a really good squad, and we can turn around and say, I hate the sentence, "You're too good to go down." That drives me up the fucking wall. Nobody's too good to go down at the end of the day. And West Ham, they're getting on it now. They're fighting. Love what Nuno said the other day when they asked him about Dyche getting sacked, and he just went, "I'm not really bothered. I'm more interested in. I'm interested in West Ham now." Fair play to him. Why should he have to comment on it? They're just trying to get a comment out of him about the owner or something like that.
What a fucking loaded question, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They were just trying to get him to say something that they could all report on. Oh, Nuno's still got a problem with Marianakis, and and all that and the other.
For clicks, bro. Clicks and views and likes. It's bullshit.
100%. It's exactly what it's all about, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Well, we will see how it all pans out, and we got Liverpool next. We've got Fenerbahce next in the Europa. That's our next game. So,
is it away or it's City ground?
That's at Fenerbahce.
Oof, tough place to play. That's going to be. That's going to be wild.
We ain't been that great.
They're a good side, bro. They've probably got some good players. Isn't that where Osimhen plays?
No, didn't he go to? Was it Galatasaray?
Galatasaray. I get those two. Yeah. Fenerbahce, though, I'm sure has some names that we are familiar with. I'm sure.
And they got that fucking. Oh no, I think they got rid of him, didn't they? The guy who was playing for West Ham once. What was his name? Duran.
Johan Duran.
I think they did have him, but I think they got rid of him.
Oh no! Duran was at Aston Villa, right?
Yeah, but then he went, didn't he? He went off, and I think he went to Saudi. I could be wrong. Wrong, but I'm sure he did. And I'm sure I read something on it the other day. But I mean, to me, it doesn't matter who you've got or anything like that. It matters on the way you play and your attitude and all that kind of stuff. That's what kind of matters. He's playing for Zenith, somebody who looks a bit. I don't know.
I mean, is this new manager that you just got from Wolves, is he prepared to go to Fenerbahce? I'm not so sure.
Mate, you tell me. Tell me. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he's doing. So whether he's ready for it or not is, doesn't matter really, does it? It's down to he's got the job, so he's got to get on with it and get it done. He's got
to get on the plane anyway, doesn't he? He's got no choice.
He's actually been the manager of Fenerbahce twice.
Oh, shows what I know.
He was manager in 2015, 2016, and then he was a manager of them in 2021.
Former Man City keeper Ederson's there. That'll be fun when you have 35 shots and he blocks them all.
Oh, my days. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see 35. I mean, look, I was watching the game and I don't remember 35 chances, but it obviously was 35 chances. Yeah. The first thing in my mind, what he's got to do, right, get those fucking set pieces sorted out, because if we can't get a goal, then at least have a set piece that fucking works, you know? Because our set pieces, our corners, are just a waste of time.
Right.
They're just an absolute waste of time.
Well, not everyone can have a set piece coach like we've got in Gabrielle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we've got players that if we're getting a set piece coach, I think we have got players that can actually cause those kind of issues. But the actual corner itself is always bad. Your corners have been insane because your corner always goes straight on the net. So it makes it difficult to get out of the way of it and fucking get the fucking ball away. That's a shit. That's fucking go out, or I mean, they don't look like nothing's set up or anything from our corner. Yeah. It just looks like, right, we've got a corner. Let's just kick it in the box and hope something happens.
That could very well be the mentality of training. That could be the mentality of training. Just run a couple of corner kick plays, and that's kind of it. The expectation probably isn't there. We're trying to use that, as Tony Claude would say, our weapon of mass destruction. Like, it sure as fuck didn't go off. That weapon didn't go off against Brentford yesterday. So
I think you've been worked out quite a bit with the set pieces. Probably. I think a lot of teams have worked it out. We kept him out.
Isolated.
Yeah, we kept him out. Brentford last night as well. There's been a few teams that have been. I mean, Liverpool in the game that you played, Liverpool as well. They knew what to do in your corners.
I kind of expect that, right? Like Van Dijk is a very good player. Konate's tall. I think he's more of a giraffe than a very good player. And that's still a very good squad, bro. They just don't have the best. The manager now, who really is kind of figuring things out still, I think a bit. But yeah, I think we've been found out a bit. But But I mean, Brentford had more corners than us anyway.
I think you've got a fantastic squad. I think you've got a fantastic squad. You've got depth with it now as well.
Sure.
As I've always said, you've just got a manager that just isn't up to the fucking task.
And we got players that just don't just want to perform. I mean, it's one thing to have depth, but when that depth just doesn't do anything. Like I was saying, like Odegaard doesn't do anything.
They're too regimented in what they've got to do. It's like, I mean, it's like we watch it and we think like, why have you not gone and won that fucking ball? The ball was there. Why did you wait till he went and got it? Because they're that regimented and you've got to stay in this spot and cover this spot. Right. It's like, when we're watching football and you see somebody all of a sudden start like Eze back with Crystal Palace and he goes through the middle and this is that and the other. That's an out of the mind. That's a player thing, right. Where they just decide, right, I'm just gonna go for it here. But most managers, if you look, that's when they start having a go at players. It's like, why are you getting out of your position? If you lose the ball now, they're gonna fucking, and I think that's the problem with football now. It's too regimented. It's too pass backwards, pass sideways, and all that. I mean, I'm not much on this wing. I mean, the fucking annoying thing for me the other day against Wolves is we've got Luca on who's like fucking 18 foot tall, yeah, and we don't put an high cross in the box. We did one. We don't put an high cross in the box until he goes off for Jesus. And I'm sure you've seen that as well. It's just
some of that stuff.
What the fuck are you doing?
You notice that a little more than I do. I just kind of like, they're finally putting on Igor Jesus, the guy that's been scoring goals and looks like to be a pretty decent fucking player, is coming on late, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. Like, why I get Luca's, is it Luca, right? Luca's your new guy. I get that, but he hasn't earned a start. Yeah, you scored against Leeds, a game that you guys lost.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I just don't like those decisions. It's like, go with what you know, go with what's worked the last, 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying, hey, Jesus is scoring goals, like fucking Harry Kane or Holland or someone, but at least like when I've watched your games and he's there, at least getting service and trying to make things happen, like you can kind of see like, okay, he's going to bag one soon, or if not, he's at least going to come extremely close. Right? He's putting pressure on the back four. He's putting pressure on the keeper. you know, and there's no guarantee. And I'm sure this Luka guy can do a job too over time, but just go with what works, right? You know, that's why I was kind of like I didn't understand like Jesus starting a couple of those games. You know, I know Gorkarez isn't everybody's cup of tea, right? And he looks kind of, you know, lumpy on the ball, etc. But it still kind of works at times.
He looks out of place. He
Sometimes
looks totally out of place, mate. He whenever he kind of gets the ball, he's chasing it into the corners and he's trying to win it for himself instead of getting given the ball all the time and stuff like that. And I think that to me is a big problem. I think, and I've said this a few times, same as United, and United's getting Sesko scoring now. You've got to get Gyökeres scoring. I think if you get Gyökeres scoring, I think you will walk the line. I do, honestly, but it's not happening.
God's ears, my friend. Well, I mean, if he scores one goal in the next, if he scores a goal every other game, that's still 6 more goals if there's 12 games left, right? I mean, he'd have a total of 19 or so, close to 20. But I don't know. But hey, bro, I gotta run though. I gotta get some.
No worries.
But great to see you again. Great to talk with you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. We got there in the end.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So I'll talk to you soon, mate. Keep up the good fight.
Have a good one, mate. Call your channel out before you go.
Oregon Goon on YouTube. Come and say hi. Big up the chat as well. Cheers, brother.
Absolutely. Peace. Yeah. Take care, mate. Take care. Later. And big up to Dal. Cheers for coming in. Kind of fucked it a little bit with it going wrong earlier. Did knock me in the teeth, to be honest, because I just couldn't get the fucker sorted out. I was trying to sort it and I just couldn't get it sorted. So it was a bit of a test anyway, because it was like the first keeping it real. Bollocks, Chelsea 2-0 and scored straight from a free kick. So I didn't even know that game was on, to be honest. I didn't have a look and see if there was any Premier League games on. But what you thinking, Pepsi? You thinking you're going to bottle it? I mean, obviously, with your name, then that's obviously what you've got in mind at the minute. But do you think you could just see it? Would you, if you've seen it over the line with 1 or 2 points, would you be bothered? I don't think you would, to be honest. You can say that you'd be bothered now, but I think if you see it over the line and you win the Premier League, you got to bear in mind these guys ain't won the Premier League yet. So, it is going to boost them up, surely. You would imagine so, anyway. I can hear you now, mother. Yeah, that was annoying, that was so annoying. I didn't take into account. But the thing is, what you got to look at as well is these like big streaming companies like StreamYard and stuff that you have to pay for. They've probably got it set so it won't go to another thing like what I was trying to do. I thought I did get it sorted out, but then when I went to try and go live, it said there was something wrong with the output. So I think that was pretty much what was going on there. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted because it's like, it just becomes a fucking shit show. Not to do with earlier on. I mean, it just becomes a shit show with Forest. And then you have everybody talking about it that don't know what they're fucking talking about, but they're just putting fucking videos out and stuff. I mean, I've always said I don't know what I'm talking about on half of it because I don't look into a lot of it. I'm not one of these tubers that think I know better than anybody else. I would celebrate, but it's been really poor performances so far. Yeah, but I mean, you like I say, you're still gonna be like, fuck, we won the league, and all that kind of stuff. You're still gonna be like that, but there's always gonna be that. Can we continue it? But if those players that he's got now can get it over the line, surely that's gonna, like in the past. When you get it over the line, you get there's another confidence to it where, well, we've done it before, like you look at Manchester City and everyone says if they get on it, they know how to deal with this situation. So you'll become the same type of team. You'll know how to deal with the situation. So I think it will help you out in that respect. Sorry, Pepsi, didn't recognise you, Diet or Zero. Not happy with my team, Stephanie, so I changed my name. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It is looking a little bit dicey, isn't it? Dicey, whatever. But it's like also like being a Forest fan, you also sort of look at it as in like, yeah, I get it. You want to win the title and stuff like that, but you also kind of look at it like, bro, I'd rather be in your position than ours. I'd much rather be in your position than in our position, because our position is just insane. And it is. And you look at the players, and the players should be able to do better and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, oh, mate, it's just so fucking frustrating. It is so frustrating. And we better not go down, because it's just all going to tumble after that. Carabao Cup final, by the way, Cheaty and Bottlers is essentially a quadruple eliminator. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, I'll be back in a sec, guys. Hold up, got to put bottle in front of me. West Ham still got to play some big teams. Yeah, I think West Ham will get out of it though. I thought there was a little bit quick to say that they was going down. There's still plenty of games to go, and if Nuno can get it together, then I think they'll be fine. I think we are the biggest one in issues at the minute. We'll see how this new manager gets on, but yeah, honestly, I just don't know. I don't know what to say, and that's like a new one for me. And I'm using this to open my drinks because I haven't actually, I've not actually got a bottle opener. I don't know what this is. I don't know whether this is supposed to be a bottle opener or what, but it opens bottles, so I'll just use that. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is it for a pan? Oh, I can't even. Is it for a pan or something? I don't know what the fuck that is. But it opens bottles anyway, so it's all good for me. I don't blame you, Pepsi buddy. Our teams affect our moods, big star. Of course they do. Of course they do. 100%. The only people that don't get that is people that aren't proper fans and just latch on to teams, you know? It hurts. It does. It does hurt. I can see Spurs getting sucked right into relegation strap. Scrap. Yeah, I mean, well, they've just got that Tudor guy, haven't they? Apparently, he's pretty decent, but the thing is with Spurs, don't matter what manager they get, it just don't work. So I don't know whether that's actually going to turn it all around or what. 3-0 Chelsea and 40 PL points usually secures safety. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I just think the timings when he does these things are just insane, crazy, to be honest. Just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But it's interesting that he had a meeting with the players beforehand, because that would suggest to me that when he got rid of Nuno, the players had an issue with it. And I'm not surprised at that, because I think the players really like Nuno. He's gone from a great season last season to a fucking nightmare this season, to be honest. Night games are the worst. Trying to go to sleep angry is a challenge. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. You have to just empty your mind, don't you? So it ain't easy, though. Not when you're a proper fan. 10 Paul Tudor. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at you guys, though. Look at Man United. I mean, hey, would you keep Carrick, Stephanie? Because most of the others have said, nah, I'd get rid of him at the end of the season. But if he's getting a tune out of these players, he's the only one that has. So why would you sort of change it for somebody else? He's clearly got the respect of the players. I mean, the West Ham game where you got the draw, I mean, it was a great goal from Sesko. Sesko started bagging again now. So I think it's looking quite decent for you guys. Big up Simon, how you doing, matey? Hope you're well, pal. We are Bournemouth, Super Bournemouth, fuck the scum. Absolutely. Hope you're well, pal. Mate, it's honestly, we might as well get sponsored by Comedy Central at the minute. We may as well be sponsored by Comedy fucking Central. It's just so bloody annoying. Would I have kept Dyche? Yeah, I probably would, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the stats, he's got a better win percentage than most that we've had before, and he is kind of the relegation guy as well. So to me, it's just fucking stupid. I'm going to. I was saying to my brother earlier on, I'm going to try and reach out and see if I can get a fucking interview with him on the channel. Doubt it, but I'll give it a go. Best of luck. Yeah, nice to drop my like in person. Thanks for your time. Yeah, no worries, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just so frustrating. And now Sells is done as well. His injury's a lot worse than what we thought. So he's been taken out of the Europa as well. So he's pretty much done. It's just all falling to pieces, guys. It's all falling to pieces. But at the end of the day, as I always say, I support the club. I support the badge. They'll always be there, not players. I used to be massively in with players, but those kind of players aren't around anymore. So, well, I mean, they're not dead, but I mean, they don't play anymore. So, this lot, for me, we got some good players. I mean, what was Hudson-Odoi doing on Tuesday? How many good shooting chances did he have? That one in the box, and he just p-rolled it to the bloody keeper. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But we'll get through it one way or another, I suppose. Steph, hope you keeping okay, and Pepsi too. Yeah, hope you're all good, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Like I say, starting the stream earlier, it was going all right, to be fair. But I can't believe that happened. But you don't know it's going to happen like that until you get live. So, just couldn't hear Dal at all. Tried to sort it, but I just couldn't. I've now got StreamYard again. Need to find out how I can get things onto here because I want a timer. There was a streamer the other day. I might have a word with him because there was a streamer the other day on one of the goal reactions. And he actually had a timer on StreamYard, so I'd be interested to know how he does that. I prefer to sort of do it on here. It does make it easier, to be fair. Big up Mr. Whitesnake. How you doing, mate? Good to see you back in the cave, matey. Thought I'd drop by and see how you're going. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I just don't know what's going on at my club, bro, to be honest. I just don't know what's going on at my club. I really don't. I don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but the guy that's coming, Vita Pereira, I don't know if is it actually been announced yet? Because I keep seeing it everywhere, apart from I've not seen it on the actual website. So I don't know whether it's actually been announced yet or not. But I don't know that much about him or anything, so I don't know. But he's got to have a good reaction. But it's good. It's good for you Leeds guys, because I mean, we could end up. I mean, there's nothing on Facebook either of an announcement, so I don't know whether that guy's been took on yet or not. Maybe he fell out with fucking Marinakis in the interview. I don't know. All right, gents. Big up, expat. How you doing, matey? Hope you're well, pal. Are you still in the same scenario as me? What 48 hours? I know. Not on the website just now. No, there's nothing, is there? There's nothing on there at all. But everywhere else is saying he's been appointed. Murillo and Savona, 2 massive misses. Also, you have a nutter for an owner. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But, I mean, look, I can't fault the owner. If it weren't for the owner, we wouldn't be in the position we're in at the minute. But some of his decisions are questionable. Expat and don't know what to think of it. No, me neither. I mean, I listened to him talking tactics the other day and saying he's a tactician, but his idea of football is that you keep the ball in the defence until they come at you, which then opens space so that you can then take advantage of the space. That works unless the opposition wants to go for a draw or something like that and don't want to come at you. And then it don't work, does it? He's like a trap type of manager from what I'm guessing. So he's pretty much, he's a lot in the sense like Nuno, where he creates that trap in the centre. But it's just whether that trap springs. It's all right having a trap, but it's got a spring in it. Only time will tell if it was the right way to go. Yeah, 100%. And I wouldn't have done it. No, me neither. And Frank has had longer, so that's one more. Yeah. I mean, to me, it is an underwhelming appointment, even though the appointment's not been made yet. But it is, to me, a bit of an But if he can do the job and he can keep us in the league, then that's what matters. That's absolutely what matters. But what does worry me a little bit, expat, is if they've gone into this, on a personal level, I think that's the big one for me, to be honest. Stoney and Woney. Getting them back to the club like that and then them being gone. Yeah, that's one of the big kickers for me. Mr. Whitesnake says, I cop pelters for sticking up for Farker and the 49ers. Your situation is different. Just need to get the next one right. Things do not happen overnight. Things take time. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. But the thing is, if you look at the percentages, I mean, I'm not much for stats, but all these stats I keep seeing, the percentages, he's better than most of the managers. He had a better percentage than most of the managers that we've had before. So, but if the players turn around and say that, oh, we don't like the training regime and all that kind of stuff, that worries me a lot as well. I'm sorry, but that worries me a lot as well. What, you're not up for the hard work and actually putting the work in? That to me is a bit of a worry. And if you want my honest opinion, if it's true that it was Yates, MJW, and Anderson that went into that meeting, I think it's more Anderson that said that. Because if you watch the interview with Anderson after the game, that would make perfect sense to me. And who's the biggest money asset that we've got? Anderson. So I think they went for that. 4-0 Chelsea. I thought Farker was a gunner, but fair play to him for turning it on at the right time. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. It really is. I don't know where we go now, but I mean, you look at that game on Tuesday. I mean, how many good chances did Callum Hudson-Odoi have? And his shots were just p-rollers straight to the keeper. I mean, I didn't see 35 chances. Did you see 35 chances, X-Pac? Because I don't know. I must have fell asleep at some point because I don't remember 35 chances. But that is just shocking. And that's 6-on-1. That's just unforgivable, really. Unforgivable. Character is very important. Players do not dictate that what you are here to play. Yeah, absolutely. Mentality is massively important. Look at like when we played you guys at Elland Road, your mentality was spot on. You know, that was spot on for being at home. You know, turning up and saying this is Elland Road. You know, you don't just come here and take the points, and that is a quality mentality to have, and that's exactly what you had, and that's what we should have at the City Ground. I don't know where we're going to go next. I mean, hopefully this guy works out, and hopefully he get. I mean, right? Let's just put it down to this, right? As far as I'm concerned, if the players had an issue with Dyche and what Dyche was doing, then I expect to see a fucking reaction. Now Dyche has gone. I expect to see a reaction, and I expect him to boost up massively if that's what the issue was. If Dyche was the problem, Dyche is no longer there. So I expect to see that in the next performance. I mean, do you think I mean, I know we both said that he should start Luca. I mean, Dal said he should have started Igor Jesus. I think he should have started Luca, to be honest, with scoring in his last game. But maybe for the corner issue and stuff like that. But I mean, he's the one that missed the fucking goal. And I don't think Jesus misses that. I don't think Jesus misses that. But where do we go from here? You know, I mean, we've got Liverpool coming up. We've got Fenerbahce, and then we've got Liverpool. This Vitor Pereira, if he comes in, he was a manager of Fenerbahce twice. You know, so I mean that's going to be interesting. His idea of tactics is to basically get the team to go on to him and then create the space that we need to do something else, which is very similar to Nuno, to be fair. 4-0 Chelsea. I hate player power and have more sympathy if they'd done their job. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, player power is a massive thing now. The worst thing for me is why Dyche is doing the interview after the game. That's when they go into the meeting. You know? He does work them hard. I mean, I think we all know that. But then again, if you want to be something or want to do something, then you have to work hard, don't you? What was wrong with bloody Hutchinson? I mean, fucking hell, those corners are terrible. I said I wanted Luke to start, but he looked better sub than started. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Dyche took it well and very professionally. I think some of your players need to go kick up the proverbial. Yeah, I agree, mate. We know we're from being from back in the day. We know how it went. Won't lie, worry you guys heading down. Amazon finally got shit together. Wolves and Burnley down. It's just a show for third. Don't see Leeds with a grit. Spurs, Forest, Brighton dropping like a rock. Yeah, and Spurs have just got that Tudor in. So, I mean, that could be a big fucking boost for them as well. Basically, what we've got to get, Simon, is a manager bounce. We've got to get a new manager bounce. We've got to get players who basically are happy. You know, like you get when players aren't happy with a manager and then another manager comes in. But you also got to take into account what was said on Facebook the other day. And I didn't take this into account, but these players have got rid of 4 managers now. Probably 3, actually. But I mean, the Ange one was definitely something that had to happen. But I think Dyche would have been better off staying with Dyche, to be honest. He was picking up win. We just couldn't get the consistency. And the thing is also what you've got to take into account is these players know that they're going to get somewhere else. They know there's going to be somebody after them. They know they're going to get another job somewhere. They know they are. You know? They know there's life after Forest, so they're not bothered about that. Big up to Stretford M Podcast. How you doing, mate? Big up, Yeti, mate. Hope you're good, bro. Yeah, well, I'm a bit indecisive, mate, at the minute. I'm a bit like, I don't really know what my club's doing, and we're becoming the laughing stock again. And it's so fucking frustrating. I mean, I can't believe it went from last season where I was like confident in every single game. Didn't matter who we was playing last season. I knew we could get it over the line. I knew we could beat that team if we played it to the right way. And it's gone from this season where we're just like, we're all over the fucking place. It's fucking crazy. It really is crazy. Expat says, who's more likely to pick up with a new boss, Spurs or Forest? I think Spurs, to be honest. Hate to say it, but I think Spurs. Because let's face it, if this manager comes in and they don't like his training either, then that's that gone shit, isn't it? With Spurs, they wanted Frank gone. They clearly wanted Frank gone. Yeah. So I think they are going to sort of boost up. So I think we're the ones that's in the bigger problem at the minute because this guy's not really done much, has he? Didn't do much with Wolves. Interesting White Snake. I think Falker is holding you back off my family or Leeds, so I watch a lot of your games. And expat depends on the boss. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if players don't like a manager, then they get rid of the manager and the new manager comes in, you expect to see something from the players. It's like a weightlifter, isn't it? You know? So, I mean, that's what I'm expecting. If the players think Dyche was a problem, then prove to me that he was when you hit that fucking pitch next time with your Forest shirts on. Because if you like turn up to the next game and you just don't really bother, then I know the problem's you. It's not him. I didn't expect that, to be fair, bro. I thought Dyche had you playing some good football. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't say it was the most entertaining football. I'd say there was like one or two sort of counter-attack goals, which just looked fantastic, and it was really good to see them. But that fucking 6-on-1, I mean, that is just insane. At 35 chances and 0-0, he's just crazy. I mean, yes, you're getting the chances. I suppose that's a good thing. But 35 chances and 0-0, that is insane. Squad to squad, I think you're both equal. Spurs missing Kulusevski massively, and you, Murillo, just shows the managers can't adapt. Yeah. Well, I mean, managers don't do that anymore, do they? Sorry. Managers don't do adapting anymore. It's just like, if I ain't got the player I need, that's it. I can't do my job. You know, that's the way the game's changed. I mean, I do think Dyche is at fault for the choice that he made against Leeds, personally. I think Nets should have played on the left and Arna should have been on the right. I think that would have made us a lot stronger because we already had a weaker defence anyway without Murillo. And I think Leeds probably seen that and thought, this is party time and we're going to go for Abbott, you know? And fair play to them. That's how you do it. Can't adapt for out. No, they don't. They don't do that anymore, do they? I mean, how many times do you hear this same thing where it's, oh, well, the manager didn't have his players and all this, that, and the other. Yeah, there's a certain person called Brian Clough who just came into a club and took on a team of like pretty much nobodies and turned them into winners. You know, that's what managers used to do. That Simon Falker was employed on a 4-year contract, get us out of the champ and into the Prem, consolidate our position in the Prem. So far, job done. Keeping us up is next. Appreciate your thought. Yeah, Si likes Leeds. He likes Leeds. He's a Bournemouth fan, but he does actually like Leeds. I thought you played really well, to be honest. I'll always give credit where it's due, to be honest. And it's just like, you know, there's so many of our players that know that they ain't going to be here next season anyway. They know they've got an out. I think the only thing that we can do really is stay in this league to get the best money for them. Because if we end up going out of this league, then the money we get for them is going to be next to fuck all to what they're worth. That's the biggest issue. I don't give a shit about Europa. I don't give a shit. I'm more interested in the league, to be honest. Yes, if we do good in Europa, I'll celebrate, obviously, because it's my team getting somewhere. But if it comes down to it, it's about the league at the end of the day. We've got to stay in the league. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Right, let's have a quick look. Right, it's 4-0 Chelsea, 74 minutes and 25 gone. So it looks like they've won that one. I'll be back in a set. I need a piss. Yeah, I just can't understand Vitor Pereira. Like, just why? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, mate, wish I had the answers, but I don't. Whitesnake, if he keeps you up with a squad and owners, he's manager of the season. Just don't get him leaving running players around the ground into the ground. And he's also not playing G Willie or Tanaka. So when someone gets injured, he might regret it. What do I know? He gets the check. Yeah, I mean, look, this Vitor Pereira, I mean, I didn't even know who he was when someone mentioned him the other day. And everyone keeps saying him, but I haven't seen anything on the official site that says he's with us anyway. So I don't even know what's going on there. And the crazy thing is, right? I mean, Forest fans can say that this and that and the other about Dyche, but at the end of the day, he is become the Sam Allardyce relegation specialist. You know, and we've just got rid of it. I know the football weren't great. I know the football wasn't great. At times, we did like have some really good like counter attacks and stuff, and it was quite boring at times to watch. But Dyche is one of those managers that you win any way you can. But unfortunately, and like I say, with that statistics thing that I've seen, you know, he's got an high percentage than most of the managers we've had. Not of all time, of course. I mean, like, of the past, you know. I mean, fucking Ange Postecoglou's got a 0 at the bottom. I mean, that's insane, that is. He's got a fucking 0. But, yeah, I mean, I like Dyche. I like the things he says. I don't think it was getting through to the players because if you listen to what Dyche says, you can see that if he's got the players on board, then they ain't going to turn up to no game without that kind of mentality. And then you've got to worry about the fact of, well, do the players not want to work hard then? Do they not want to work hard for what they get and all that kind of stuff? And to me, that's a worry as well. Because if you don't want to work hard, I don't care who you are, then you don't deserve to wear that fucking shirt. I don't care who you are. You don't deserve to wear that shirt. That's always been my take, and I've never changed my take on that at all. You know, if you're not up for working hard to put some fucking credit on that shirt, then I don't want you in it. Simple as that. Stretford Podcast says, imagine you get Thomas Frank now. I don't know what's happening because I keep hearing Vitor Pereira, but I'm not seeing anything announced. I wouldn't have no issue with having Thomas Frank. In Falker, we trust he has his reasons, and sometimes fans never get to know what goes on behind the scenes. That is very true. That is very true. We can only all talk about what we know and what we read. Survival is key, Yeti, and I thought Dyche would have done that. Just got to pray for manager bounce. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100%. That is what we've got to pray for. We've got to have a good manager bounce. There's no, and the thing is, if the players had a problem with Dyche, then you should see that. There's no reason why you shouldn't see that, because whenever you've seen a manager at a club that players don't like, yeah, as soon as they leave, the players find a new lease of life, and they should. So if they don't, then there's obviously something else going on. Dyche had the same problem as MON following Karanka. Dyche followed Nuno. Does Ange count? And most of the fans still love Nuno. Yeah, 100%. Totally. I love what Nuno said, though, when he was asked about it, because he just turned around and says, I'm not really bothered now. I'm concentrating on West Ham. And that's what he should have said. because they was like fishing for him to say something about Marianakis or saying something about the owner or something, and he didn't. He played that really, really cool. Because sadly for me, he doesn't have anything to do with Forest anymore, you know, and that's it, and that's the way it goes. I thought Dyche was your Forker personally. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. White say I have to give it to Forker. He's done great. I hope your next Don Revy. Yeah. I mean that's a big one, and big shoes to fill. Yeah, absolutely big shoes to fill. And sacking Nuno was his biggest mistake. Yeah, mate, I can see why he sacked Nuno, because Nuno went for the board, and you can't like look away from the fact that everything's gone to shit since fucking Edu's come in. Because Edu fell out with Nuno. Nuno wanted certain players. Adama Traore was one of them. You know, he didn't get them. And I don't think Dyche got what he wanted either. He wanted McNeil, because obviously McNeil was there with him at Burnley. And he wanted Dunk as well. Simon says, hey, I hope Falker gets it done for my multiple cousins' sake, but I think Leeds could be so much better with the squad they have, same as last year. Why scrape by when you could smash it? Yeah, I mean, it's not easy smashing it when you, well, mind you, then again, you look at Leicester, I mean, they won it, so. I think Leeds have got a lot of good players. I do like that Tanaka, and I do like that fucking Goodmanson as well. I used to really like Nuno's interviews. Yeah, same here. I like Dyche's interviews, to be honest. He never, you know, he always stood by Forest, you know, and he wouldn't take no shit. I love the stuff he had to say, but it obviously didn't put itself on the pitch. He did at certain games, but it didn't in others. Maybe we need to start looking at the players, expert. I understand that Yeti, but why is Marianakis picking that fool over a proven manager that has done amazing with Forest? Yeah, I know. Mate, you understand it. I don't understand it because it makes no sense to me at all. But the thing is, if any manager goes against the board, same as Amorim did, you know, that's where you can go against the fans. You can have a go at the fans. You can have a go at anybody. But as soon as you have a go at the owners or the board, that's it. You're out. Billy Davis, the same. As soon as you have a go at the fans, that's it. You're out. The fans, I mean the board. Farker wanted a small squad, and 49ers are under PSR pressure. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's no like mega answer to it, to be honest. But you had 30 mil for Paxiao, Wilson, or Strand Lawson. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Strand Lawson looks like he's doing all right for Palace. I like Strand Lawson, actually. I do like Strand Lawson. Do you think the only reason why Nuno went for the board is because he was thrown under the bus? Yeah, 100%. 100%. He fell out with Edu, apparently. He fell out with Edu on the transfer dealings. And like my brother said today, right, and he's absolutely spot on. Managers now are not managers, they're head coach. And it's other people that bring in the players. If it's other people that bring in the players and it doesn't work, surely the person that brings in the players should be the one that's on the firing line, not the actual manager. I mean, I expected us to do a lot more in the window, to be honest. I expected us to do a lot more in the window. But apparently, Dyche wanted McNeil and he wanted Dunk. And we saw the Dunk situation, you know. And then you got McNeil as well. Why he kept sticking with Morato, though, he just doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, nah, he's down to the players. Apparently they've got rid of the manager that they didn't want. So now show me the reason that you didn't want him. Show him what you're capable of. Now he's gone. I expect to see a phenomenal performance in the next game, because I expect to see players that are happy that they've got rid of a certain person. That's what I expect to see. And if I don't see that, then obviously that's not the issue. It's the players. That was over several years. Payment plan like us poor people. Yeah. And the fact was Nuno was given a squad that was lacking and turned it around. That's not common, and still the owner backed his staff over Nuno. Yeah, 100%. Mate, you won't convince me on the one thing about Marinakis. He's done amazing things for Forest. Don't get me wrong, he's done amazing things for Forest, and he's the reason we're where we are now with the money he's put forward and all that kind of stuff. But I am really starting to question his decision making and his judge of character. I'm really starting to question his judge of character. But the thing is, with Edu, it's not as easy as just getting rid of Edu, because Edu knows that he was with Arteta, for fuck's sake. So he knows the ways to sort of hook himself in there without getting ousted out and all that kind of thing. You know, that's what I believe anyway. I've supported Bournemouth for 20 years, White Snake, but we managed to do okay. Yeah, I mean, you've done great stuff, to be fair. And that new guy you've got, I ain't seen him play yet, but apparently he's pretty decent as well. Do you think you'd ever get to a point where you want him to sell? No, not really. Not really. Not really. I mean, not at this point in time, because I mean, you can't fault what he's done for Forest. To be honest, you can't fault that. When we came up, he just bought players. I think the biggest thing with Marinakis is sometimes he thinks he knows best. I mean, and then we brought in Lingard, who's like a fucking waste of time, an absolute waste of time. I tell you what, we don't give enough credit to Steve Cooper, because Steve Cooper got a whole new team pretty much, and he kept them in the league. And I don't think there's enough credit given to Cooper for that. There's not enough credit at all given to Cooper for that. I mean, a load of players that he had to work out an 11 to keep us in the league. I don't think he gets anywhere near enough credit for that. Ryan is epic. Watched him live. He gets space and time and hit the ground running. Perfect. Yeah. Supposed to be a proper quality player, so I've heard. And a replacement for Semenyo. I think he thinks he's playing footy manager, bro. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And it was the same with Fawaz, you know. But if you look at the history of Marinakis, when he was with, he still owns Olympiacos. He didn't fuck around. He doesn't fuck around. I'm surprised Cooper stayed as long as he did. And the thing is, also, what you got to take into account, the fact that the fans was booing like fuck after that game against Wolves, which I thought we gave a really good work rate, there was no quality there. But that is going to make a big difference as well. Bringing in players to have the meeting, I think, was down to the fact that he wanted to gauge if the players wanted to keep Dyche as well. That's what got him sacked. It was that meeting. It was a meeting and what the players said. I don't think it was Yates said that, because Yates had to go in there because he's captain. But I don't think Yates has got any problem with working hard. I don't think that for a minute. Morgan Gibbs-White gives everything, 100% every single game. It's not always great, but he's a hard worker. So I don't think it was him. In my opinion, it was what Anderson said, because Anderson is like the biggest asset at this point in time. I think Murillo's the biggest asset, but I think Murillo probably weren't there because he's injured. But the thing is, Anderson, for me, is probably the biggest influence, because I think he's the biggest money chance that we've got of getting a lot of money for him. It was the owner I'd try to get a serial winner in Xavi, Inzaghi, or Marino. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't looked at any of that. But would they come to a team that's in a position where we are? That's the thing, isn't it? Gonna have to say night, all 3 a.m. start for works. Take care, everyone. Wish to all teams the best, unless you Arsenal or Scum. Big old sigh. Good to see you, man. Hope you're good. Great chat. Thank you for the welcome here. All the best to you and your team. Thank you also to the chat for their input. Take care. Have a great weekend. Yeah, same to you, man. Same to you, man. And hopefully you manage to sort yourselves out. But if it comes down to us sorting ourselves out instead, then obviously that's going to be my mindset. Big up Yeti, mate. I'm back, bro. How you doing, bro? Hey, I bet you had a sigh of relief getting that draw the other day, didn't you? I bet that. I mean, look, you guys are on a big one at the minute. I don't think you give it to everything, but you managed to get the draw. So, I mean, you're still doing all right, to be fair. I personally think Marino would come. Yeah, he said he would go to a club that needs rebuilding. Yeah, interesting point. But I mean, how much would he cost, though, Marino, instead of Pereira? I'm pretty sure Pereira will be cheaper than Marino. So, you know, and I'm not being funny, mate, but do you think Marino's going to get on with that by chairman, with our owner? I think that's a disaster waiting to happen, to be honest. You know what Marino's like, so I don't think, as much as I wouldn't have an issue with it, I think Marino's very, very outspoken. So I don't think he'd work with his owner, to be honest. But although that shouldn't take into account, trying to do the best for your football club. But I don't see it being a Marino, mate, to be honest. Don't see that at all. Marino will come out and say shit. You know he will. Big up Rasta Stocks, Vigilante King, Liverpool Prophet, Josh, Jesse, Michael, Yeti, mate. Yeah, absolutely, man. Every single one of them. I would have gone on last night, but it's 11:30, man. I can't be on at 11:30. Not with that guy that I'm going to be arguing with, because I will lose it, and I've got neighbours, so I can't do that. Well, that's the thing. Benfica don't want to let him go. Yeah, mate. Can you see, honestly? Can you see Marino coming in here with Marianakis? No chance. What you drinking nice tonight? Yeah, mate. Cruz Campo, mate. It's always Cruz Campo. You know me, mate. I love me Cruz Campo. Always the Cruz Campo, mate, for me. Fucking lovely stuff. Goes down far too easy, to be honest. Yeah, on Misfits confirmed. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying, though, don't you? That Marino models himself on Clough and always has done. There's no way he was going to get on with Marianakis. He'll come out and say things quicker than what Nuno would. So there's no way he'd go with someone like that. Vitor Pereira's got something to prove. So he's going to get on with it. If he comes in, he's going to be the one that gets on with it. I've always liked Thomas Frank, to be honest. Oh my God, imagine Clough and Marianakis. Oh my days, mate. That wouldn't even last a day. That wouldn't even last a day. No doubt about it. Would not even last a day. I do have to question Marinakis as like I said, judge of character, to be honest. I don't know why he's got Edu in there, to be honest. Never liked Edu at Arsenal, and then we have to fucking go and get him as well. It's just fucking ridiculous. And if we lose all these players, then the ones coming in are going to be Edu picks from Brazil, you know, and he don't know what the fuck he's doing. So, you know, the thing I can't understand, we was already bringing in good players all the time. We're buying some great players. What was the fullback's name? I can't remember. The Brazilian fullback who came in, had one season with us and then left. He was really good. Got rid of him. You know, you got Murillo, who's bought in. Milenkovic, who's bought in. Why did we need Edu? Why the fuck did we need Edu? My team don't play this weekend, Yeti mate. Man United don't play till next Monday away to Everton. Who your team got next, Yeti bro? Well, we've got Fenerbahce on the 19th for the Europa. And then we've got Liverpool, mate. Yeah, and then it's Liverpool. So, I mean, whoever like comes in has got an absolute baptism of fire. And they've got to, that's Liverpool at the City Ground as well. So, yeah, I mean, there's some big games to come. I mean, we can look at Liverpool and say, like, oh, yeah, we don't worry about them and all this, that, and the other. Liverpool are always a worry. It doesn't matter whether you beat them or not. He's setting up for when Arteta wins nothing this season and Marinakis appoints Arteta to Forest. Yeah, no, everybody keeps saying that. Yeah, that ain't happening, mate. That ain't happening. Big up Daniel. How you doing, matey? You all right, mate? And 4-0 Chelsea at the minute. 89 minutes gone. And yeah, it's crazy. Who's your number one manager for the summer at your club? Yeti, mate. Well, me personally, I'd like to see Marco Silva come in because he don't like he's getting a contract from Fulham. Or Glasner. Take Glasner because he's leaving Palace, you know. They're the main two that I would look at, to be honest. What do you think of the Forest sacking? Says Daniel Knights. Too soon for me. Too soon. Don't think it makes any sense whatsoever. Dyche is the relegation. He's the new Sam Allardyce, the relegation king. So yeah, it don't make no sense to me. 13 games left. Who would you like as manager? Well, I mean, like Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank's another one. Thomas Frank's another one. I mean, I love the way he had Brentford playing, you know. So he's another one for me. I would, I would give him a ring, 100%. I think taking over Spurs is always going to be a difficult job anyway. It's probably more of a pause and chalice than what having a manager of Forest is. So yeah, I'd pick him up if he's up for it, to be honest. But it looks like it's going to be this Vitor Pereira. So I mean, I don't know. It's not been announced, so I don't know whether it's happening or not. But one thing I will say is this. If you can't get something out of this team that we've got at the minute, there's something wrong with you because it is a good team. They are really good players in there. They'll be looked at by a lot of teams at the minute, to be honest, a lot of our players. If you can't get something out of that, what the fuck are you doing? Marco Silva is a great shot. His Fulham do play well. He's more of a toolbox mentality manager to like a hothead. Yeah. I don't mind that though. I don't mind that if he's getting the right results. You know, I'm not a big fan of Fulham, but some of the games I've watched, the way they play, I like it, but they just haven't got that finish. Mind you, can't really say that. Well, they can't finish, so we'd be better off with us. I can't really say that when we have 35 chances against fucking Wolves and fucking finish 0-0, can I? I just like the mentality he has with Fulham, you know. So yeah, I do like Marco Silva, and I think if Thomas Frank needs another team that's like, I think he'd work well with us, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Marinakis is going to choose someone. You see, what you don't want is you don't want to start getting managers who are yes men. You don't want yes men managers. And I think we all know Dyche ain't a yes man. So, you know, they're the kind of managers you don't want. To be honest, if I could have my choice, I'd like to find Doctor Who's TARDIS, go back into the past and change what happened with Nuno, so we still had him. That'd be my choice. Yes, should get Thomas Frank, Yeti, mate. Yeah, I hadn't even heard anything about that, to be honest. I think he had Brentford playing great at times, and I think he had Brentford punching above their weight. So, you know, I think he would be a really good manager. Going to Spurs is always going to be, you know, how many managers, like, Nuno did it as well, you know, jumped into a bigger team, let's call it, you know, and they struggle with it. So, yeah, I think Dyche would have done some really good stuff, to be honest. I don't agree with a lot of the Forest fans, to be fair. What about Amorim? I don't think he'll ever come back to England again, mate, to be honest. I think he's going to stay well away from England now. I don't think he's ever going to come back here. It's weird now being a manager because, you know, managers nowadays are completely different to the managers I remember from back in the day. They all need their own players, otherwise they can't do anything and all that kind of stuff. I mean, to me, that's a bit of a fucking get out. A manager should be able to manage the situation and get the best out of it. That's what the whole point of being a manager is. It's changed now, and that's why they're called head coaches, you know. You think Nuno keep West Ham up? Yeah, mate. Yeah, I do. 100%. Yeah, totally. I totally think he'll keep West Ham up. He's a really, really good manager, Nuno. Really good. Unless he pisses on United and goes to City, you are right. Like, why would he come back here? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't see why he'd come back here. He wanted out. He wanted to get out. That's why he did that press conference. He was like, I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. And I do think he is a good manager with the right team. And this is why I think you need to stick with Carrick. If Carrick can keep getting the from the players what he's getting, then stick with him. Don't go for like an high-profile manager because that might not work. Then you'd be back in the same situation. Countries in the bin, bro. This government, yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, let's talk about the government. Apparently, they've just gone away from HM government because they don't want to be attached to the royals and the Epstein thing and all this, that, and the other. Yeah, the government's full of the biggest fucking perverts on the fucking planet. I mean, that to me is quite interesting that they want to back away from that because of what's going on. Yeah, you know, we've got a prime minister that let Jimmy Savile off with what he did, and he's basically was a fucking kid for him anyway. You know, I mean, that just cracks me up, man. That fucking cracks me up. I've got to go to the loo, guys. I'll be back in a sec. All right. Newley should give him more time at Tottenham, and Thomas Frank should add more time too. Yeah, mate. Yeah, but I mean, mate, people want like things happening straight away and all that kind of thing, and you know, you're not gonna get that kind of time. Not, I mean, well, look at us this season. I mean, we've got rid of fucking 4 managers. We like I said to Dal earlier on, we could have our own manager of the season award. Starmer literally appointed a guy who went to Epstein Island. He's fucking clueless. Like, how dare you? Yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, right? Look, this is what annoys me. Yeah. And this is on keeping it real. So I'm going to keep it real. You got all these people in this country that keep saying, lest we forget, lest we forget, lest we forget. Yet you're letting your country get taken over. So what are you doing? What are we doing? You know? This guy's an absolute fucking traitor, Stormer. He's a fucking traitor. And then they pull away from the royal family and stop making it the HM government because they don't want to be tied into the Epstein thing. Give me a fucking break, bro. You're all at it. Fucking ridiculous. We need a what's that fucking film called where he's got the mask on? Can't remember what the film's called. But we need a situation like that. Can't remember what the film's called. It's a great film. It's an awesome film. But I can't remember what the film's called where he's got the Guy Fawkes mask on. Guy Fawkes was the only person that went into Westminster and actually had honest intentions. Let's just put it that way. Fuck Starmer, he needs to get out, don't he, Yeti, mate? Yeah, absolutely. And you gotta look at it as this, right? The one thing about these evil people that's on this that's in this country and in this world right now, yeah, they do this thing where they give you a light where it's like, oh, this has happened, so yeah, that's definitely him gone, and then they take it away, yeah. And that's to do because it's all to do with energy. It's all to do with energy. Yeah. And that's exactly what they do in this country. Yeah. They sort of give you a guiding light. It's like when things started happening and you have one person all of a sudden start saying things, you think, fuck it, we've got somebody who's talking real there. And then all of a sudden he gets snubbed out. It's what they do. It's exactly what their plan is. Yeah, V for Vendetta. That's it. Yeah, cracking movie. Cracking movie. Yeah, he was probably friends with a guy. All of them are horrible, horrible people. Yeah, 100%. Well, if you look at the pictures online, there's actually a picture where he's with Savile. You know, I mean, look, I'm not going to say that like back in the day, everybody looked at Savile and thought, "Oh yeah, he's a great person." You know, one of the main keys to what to look for on people who are not good people is when they start doing things for charity all the time, because that is just that's a fucking shield. 9 times out of 10, not everybody, but that is a shield. It's a shield. You start doing things for charity, everybody thinks you're a good person. Yeah, they're not at all. Look at all these celebrities. You doing much this weekend yet, mate? I don't think so. I don't think I've got like mega things planned or anything like that. No, I don't think there's a lot. I'm not doing a lot of the watch-alongs nowadays because I used to do a lot of them, but you know what? Watching other teams just bores me to shit. I can sit and watch the games and talk to you guys and stuff like that. It's cool, but doing the commentary on other games just bores me to shit because the games are just so boring and there's nothing in it, to be honest. Obviously, Sunday there'll be Nottingham Forest against fucking Liverpool, but that's on the 22nd. So, yeah, I'll be doing that, but I won't be bothering doing all the watch-alongs that I used to do. Just don't find it interesting. Kurt Starmer, free school lunches. Yeah, there's a free fucking knuckle sandwich, you twat. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Mate, there's things I would love to do to that guy and most of them in Westminster, but I can't say that because that could get me in serious trouble. And they're nasty things, but yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm not a very big channel, but it can still kind of get out there, you know, what you're saying and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I would do. They're pieces of shit, mate. I mean, Lemmy said it the best, you know, politicians are made to lie, and that's what they do. It's just whether we believe them or not. And it's down to like the next vote is going to be reform, let's face it. But is he the right man? I don't know, because you know something's got to change. 100%, something's got to change. But is that the right answer? I don't know. I quite like that Rupert Lowe guy, to be honest, because he's got nothing to gain out of it and just keeps going at everybody. Why? Let's get down to it, right? Why would you like when they did the vote earlier? Yeah, on looking into these grooming gangs and all this, that, and the other. Why the fuck would you vote against doing it? Why? I'll tell you why. Because you're implicated in it, and you know you're implicated in it. It's the same as the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff. If you're implicated in it, you're gonna fucking try and stop it. Very, very sick world, guys. Very, very sick world. Keir Starmer, fucking hell, you'll be on Piers Morgan next week. No, I wouldn't bother with him either. I don't like him either. I'm very good at seeing through people, mate. Very good at seeing through people. And the easiest one to see through is when they're doing things for charity all the time. You know, I don't buy charities unless it's like a local charity or somebody you know that's trying to sort themselves out and stuff like that. But the thing is, what you got to understand is humans are not good people. You know, some of them have really major bad intentions, and money is the worst thing. Money's the worst fucking thing. You know, I mean, it's like if the flood happened and all this, that, and the other to change things and get things right, what should have been done was he should have got rid of the money and all that kind of stuff, because that's still a big thing and it's still always going to separate everybody. I agree. I hope I can gain more wisdom as I get older. I've seen so much trash and I'm 18. Yeah, exactly, mate. I tell you what, I mean, to sort of say it to someone at your age, like when I was 18, I mean, I've known about a lot of this for ages, the Epstein stuff and all that kind of stuff. There's worse to see yet, let's put it that way. And it has changed me in the stuff that I've seen, and it is the reason that I kind of don't get involved with people and all that kind of stuff, because it does change you. And trust me, there's a lot worse to see yet. A lot worse to see yet. You know, you've seen so many things like the pandemic, never bought into that either. You know, and now you've got like the Epstein files where, you know, Bill Gates is asking him about a pandemic. And guess who came up with the idea of the vaccine? Yeah, Bill Gates. Yeah, shocker. Always follow the money, mate. Always follow the money. Follow where the money goes and everything like that. There's some really evil people on this planet. Look at Grenfell. That wasn't an accident at all. That was an accident. There's rich people that live around there or have places around there and always saw that block of flats as an eyesore. And then all of a sudden it burns down. Yeah, what a shock. What a shock. You're scaring me already. No, nothing can harm me or you, because I would never take 3 doses of drugs. No, exactly. And there's a lot of people that didn't. I consider like the universe as like when they did like Star Wars with the light side and dark side. I believe that kind of thing is there. There is like a light side and dark side. And it's the way you think and it's the energy you put into the universe and stuff like that. That's how I've always looked at it. And there is good people, but it's just finding those good people, because there is some people that are just absolute pieces of shit. So, I mean, well, look at the left for a start. I mean, they're just absolute pieces of shit. All they care about is like what they want, and what they want doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I mean, they can't even answer a question, for fuck's sake. So most of them get paid to do all the stuff they're doing anyway. Money is the root of all evil. So, you know, if you're going to get your podcast and all that kind of stuff started off, don't make it about money or anything like that, because that is the root of all evil and it can change anybody, you know? Never been interested in it, not interested in it. I find more value in a lot more things than money. And everybody turns around and says all these things are coincidences. They're not coincidences at all. They're not. You can't have that many coincidences. Come on. You can't have that many coincidences. There has to come a point where you look at it and go, this is a bit strange. And I think a lot of people just don't do that. Maybe they don't care or whatever. Or maybe they're happy in their own bubble or whatever. But, you know, it will come to you eventually. It won't leave you out. It will come to you eventually. I've always been like a you could call it a conspiracy theorist. But to be honest, most of the stuff that we've said is there and it's coming true. So are we conspiracy theorists, or do we just take the time to look into things and see what's actually going on in the world? The only reason the Epstein thing's come into light is because of the internet. That's been their killer, because people are nosy and they want to know what's going off and they want to look into these kind of things. And I tell you what, some of it's abhorrent. It really is abhorrent, some of the stuff, and it ain't. And even that's not even come out yet. But there's some scary shit to come out. Trust me, and it does change your mindset on people and stuff like that. It really does, and it's a shame, but it does. It just changed the way you view people and things like that. But you know what? If you give me a choice, I'd rather be on my side than be on the side of somebody that just ignores it or anything like that. Because people that ignore it, yeah, you have a great life, you get on with it and all that kind of thing. I'd much rather be like I am and actually see it and call it out. Because I know when I die, I can say that, you know, I didn't fucking let anything down. Have you done your first stream yet anyway, Stratford Podcast? Have we got a first stream yet? Have we got a channel running or what? Why is this froze? I haven't froze this. I think the Illuminati have got me. The Illuminati have got me and they've freezed my stream. Oh, it's not coming back on. Is the Chelsea game over? Yeah, it's finished. I don't know why that even carried on like that. Crazy. Mad. No, not the first stream yet. I'm hoping to get my microphone to be able to do it, but I'm getting into it now. Yeah, mate, the first time you do it, you'll be nervous as hell. I mean, I handled it quite well, to be fair, but it will be nerve-wracking the first time you do it. But just carry on. Just carry on doing it. Tell your truths, you know, be the right person in that respect. And you'll be fine, mate. You'll be absolutely fine. I'll be in there. I'll be in the chat if I can. Just go for it, mate. Don't keep holding yourself back, because I think I'm getting the feeling that you're holding yourself back. Yeah. And you're probably a little bit like thingy about it. Have you created that logo? Have you actually created that logo? Just go for it, bro. There's nothing holding you back apart from yourself. So just go for it. Just go for it. I've always had things to say. Always. Ask my brother. I've always been telling him all these kind of things, and he's always said you need something to sort of just break up and all that kind of stuff. Me, you, and Carl, hopefully, open bar stream. Yeah, I mean, well, I ain't seen Carl for a while. I think he's really busy, but yeah. But the first one you've got to do like on your own. introducing your channel and all that kind of stuff, or do it with other people, regardless how you want to do it. Why call though? You know, I tell you, the fact that you keep saying about you want to go on stream with Cole makes me wonder if you're a Dharma. No, I searched it up on Google. Do you think I should get one? Get what? What did I say? I forgot what I said now. Oh, a logo. Well, I mean, just take it as it comes. Just don't like try and go too expansive straight away. Just come up with something a little bit different and then just go with it like that. I mean, that's absolutely fine, to be honest. That's absolutely fine. But I mean, look, you get on like Canva, it's free and you can create things on that, you know. I just want to laugh at Arsenal. I mean, well, that's a start. That's a start there, isn't it? You just the thing is, I think what you've got to do is just fucking do it. Just do it. I mean, look, I struggle with a lot of it as well. Even that I've done a lot of streams now as well. And there's a lot of times I think like every day, oh yeah, I can go live, and something just holds me back all the time. But you know what? Just do it. Just absolutely just go for it. Yeah. Just do your first stream and just see kind of how it goes. You might not get a lot of people in there, but it comes in eventually. Yeah. And you've got good people around you. So, you know, just go for it, man. Just go for it. Just don't keep holding yourself back, because I think that's what you're doing. And you're always going to get these people that's going to turn around and say, oh, well, you're only doing this now because of Man United's turned the corner and they're doing okay and all this and the other. The biggest thing, the biggest advice I can give you is like, over the time that I've been doing this is, and I weren't doing this at the start, but read the comments before you actually put them on the screen and actually read them out. But make sure you read every single comment out, because the people that's in the chat makes you and your channel what it is. Yeah. So make sure you do that. It's difficult when you've got, if you start a stream with a load of different people on the stream, then you're not going to be able to read the chat. It's going to make it difficult. So do your first one on your own. Introduce your channel on your own. Yeah. And then go from there. It's just hard sometimes, you know, like almost a fear of failure before I even tried it. Yes, 100%. I get it. But if you don't try something, you can't fail. What's that fucking saying? This is a saying I'm big on, and I've forgot it. Fail. I don't fucking know. I can't remember it. But yeah, don't fail on not trying. Yeah, that's the best way I can say it. Just give it a go. Just see what happens. You know, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Did you struggle with it at first, bro? Like people talking trash? Like, how did you deal with that? Well, at first, I took them head on. I got aggressive and I went at them. But if you keep doing that, you'll get more shit. So if you actually give them the time of day, that's the mistake. If you just sort of like most of the time now I just read it beforehand, and then I don't actually bother, and they disappear. But you will get shit, 100%. Deal with it like you deal with someone. The best way I could say is deal with it like you would deal with someone if they was talking shit to you in the street. But it's like after a time, you sort of pull back, because that will just. I mean, look, more people will come in to give you shit because you rise to it all the time. And that will give you views. But do you want to be the channel that just gets views for that? Or do you want to have like a proper load of chatters that are like 100% with you and quality people? Because that's always been my thing with this channel. I want quality people. I'd probably be a lot bigger than I am now. Maybe not a lot bigger, but if I'd have like bothered and entertained these people, and I did it first, and I was getting angry with these people, and I was offering them out and all that kind of shit. But it's no point. It's useless. There's no point in that. It depends what kind of channel you want to build, basically. I wanted to build the cave as like a quality place where people could come in and chill out and all that kind of stuff. But it's down to what you want to create. If you want to create an argument type of scenario, go for it, you know. But it's just not anything I've been interested in. I've never been interested in like creating like a rap battle situation, because I think it's the cheapest way to get anywhere, you know, to start arguing with everybody, and then, you know, like the old rap fucking records where one goes against the other, and then everybody goes into both streams to see what the other says and stuff like that. I've never wanted to do anything like that. But at the same point, you've always got to be fuck around, find out, you know. I can't act like Clough every stream, getting angry. No. I mean, look, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. Yeah. At first, you'll get a comment comes in that takes the piss or has a go at you. Or you've got to have a really thick skin to do this kind of thing. Yeah. You know, I mean, I've been quite lucky. Nobody's said anything about like my looks or anything like that. No, not that I give a flying fuck, because at the end of the day, I look how I look. It could have fucking changed. So, you know, and but you can get that, where you can get people saying certain things and stuff like that. And I think that's the major thing that you have to learn to actually be able to deal with that. But from what I've seen of you, you know, you seem to have it sorted. So I think you'll be all right. I think you've just got to get over that point of, will this work or will this not? Just fucking go for it, man. We only get one life. Yeah. Just go for it. I mean, if you were thinking of jumping off a cliff and hoping you was going to survive when you hit a rock, no, that don't come down to being one life. But, you know, just go for it, man. What's the worst can happen? The worst can happen is it's not for you and you stop doing it. That's the worst can happen. The best that can happen is it all of a sudden takes off and you become fucking great on YouTube or whatever. Nothing to worry about, man. Nothing to worry about. Morgav, Yeti, what's the deal with Forrest at the minute? Oh, fucking hell, bro. Why you got red eyes on your fucking picture, bro? Mate, honestly, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. Am I worried about it? Yes, 100%. Because I just don't know where we're going. I really don't know where we're going. and it's looking very, very worrying for us at the minute. But I will say, at the same point, yeah, that they've gave me something I never expected to get in my life, and that's being in the Prem. Yeah. I remember back in the day being in the terraces and sitting in the seats and all that, and talking to my cousin, saying, "You know what? We're never going to see fucking Premier League," and we have. So it's like, I mean, we have. I mean, that sounds bad, but you know, we are in the Premier League. So I'm overjoyed with that I've seen something that I didn't expect to see. Do I want it to end? No. 100% I don't want it to end. If it ends and we end up in the championship and players leave and all that lot, will I still be on the streams? Will the cave still exist? 100% it fucking will. 100% it fucking will. So it's like, you know, I've seen something I never expected to see. So, you know, I'm happy in that respect. Staying focused, lol. Yeah. You don't feel like a relegation side. Yeah, but I mean, what does a relegation side feel like? You know? The problem for me is the quality's there. I can see that the quality is there. But it just ain't fucking quality in. And that's not a word, but anyway, I'm using it. But it just ain't doing that. And it's so fucking frustrating. And, you know, you're an Arsenal fan, and I understand, like, your side, like with Dal saying, "Oh, I'm so annoyed with what Arsenal are doing at the minute." And you have to look at it like this, yeah? And it is quite annoying for me at times, and I think it's quite annoying for Bournemouth fans and Newcastle fans and Leeds fans and Arsenal fans going on about, "Oh, this isn't good enough," and all this, that, and the other. Try being in our fucking situation. You've never been in the fucking championship, as far as I know. You know, you've never been down there. You've always been Premiership teams. So it's kind of like, you know, put it in perspective. You can't, you know. I know. There's like a lot of Arsenal fans go, "Oh, I want Forest to win. I want them to do this, that, and the other." And like I was saying the other day, would you feel like that if we was challenging you for the title? Would you feel like that if we was the Manchester City at the minute that's chasing you and making sure that you don't win the title? No, you wouldn't. You feel like that because of like where we are and what we're doing, you know. So it's like it's yeah, he's just frustrating. Exactly, quality is there, yeah. And the thing with Arsenal is the mentality to win at the top level got to be super high. We call it out, get it right. Might sound like winning, yeah, whining, yeah. It is, and he's just so fucking, it's insane, mate, to be honest. I'll be back in the set. I just need a piss. Right, we had it too. Yeah, you think back to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer days. His team was great quality on paper, but mentality, they acted like a Fruit Loop. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to... is that how I do this? Hold up. I'm going to add the stream to the chat. So, if you want to come on and do your debut on here, Stretford End Podcast, and Borgav as well. Well, there's only you two in here, so I mean, there's nobody else. So, you know, then you can come on. And we will have a chat. We've gone down to 1 now, so I think Stretford End went, oh my days, I'm gonna have to go on stream. I'm running away. Yeah, I'll come on my walkthrough. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Right, so the chat link's out there, which I used to do anyway. So yeah, come on, man. If you want to go on. We've got no viewers now, apparently. You both ran away. The link didn't show up for me. It's in the chat, mate. It's in the chat. Here we go. We've got Borgav.
Hey, what's up, Yeti? So I'm on my walk. I mean, basically. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of difficult. So, but I'm here though. If you need me to be on camera, I can.
You're all right being on camera having a walk, mate.
All right. It's one of those things. I mean, people can get annoyed with it. You know. So.
Nah, mate. To be honest, the thing I don't like, to be honest, is when people aren't on cam, because it's like, you know, to me, it's like when you're streaming with somebody, you kind of get a choice where you see where they're going to stop talking, and then, you know, it stops you sort of like interrupting each other. So yeah, I do prefer it like when people are on cam.
All right. I mean, I'll keep it on. I mean, I'm just walking, so I'll do both. But yeah, man. So
what do you think about yesterday, mate?
Yesterday's performance. Yeah, we got outshot. I think Brentford's that team always raises their game for London teams, man. I've seen them every time there's another London side, they've raised their game. So I expected it to be tough. I didn't think it was gonna be a draw. I figured we could do it, but it's hard, man. That long throw in reminded me of a couple of years ago, honestly. Again, it gave me flashbacks of that, like when Norgard scored that goal years ago. So, I mean, Brentford is that team, man. It's we were talking about it on Tony's channel. It's just like, you know, they have a small fan. They're in London. They're outside. They have that mentality that we're like a small club, but like we're really together. Like they really use their resources well, Brentford. I mean, I'm amazed at them in that sense. But as far as the game goes, yeah, that's exactly what I saw. Igor Thiago showed his class yesterday, even though like it was a quiet game and he missed his chances. Yeah. He was causing trouble. So I don't know if he's a top striker in the Prem, but he's up there. Like he's definitely a top 5. He's definitely like would you say like a top 10 striker in the Prem?
Yeah, do you know my biggest issue with him, which is what I saw yesterday?
Yeah.
You know, most strikers, when they're going on goal, they just know where the goal is, and he always looks up to see where the goal is.
Yeah.
And I've not seen that much in a striker, but it's like when he went through, and that Mosquera tackle was excellent because he beat Mosquera and he got through, and then Mosquera managed to tackle him because that was the winning goal. And to be honest, Brentford could have beat you, to be fair. Gabriel should have gone off. He should have gone off for that for the second yellow.
No, I think for sure. Like the way I looked at that game, like they've outshot us. I think they had the better game. Like it's a good draw. It could be a good draw, kind of like the Forest game.
Yeah.
In a week's time, you never know. But as far as like our creativity is off again, and I feel like every single time I complain, it's always the creativity. That's what I complain about. Like every single time we don't have a good performance. Saka, Odegaard. Madueke was all right. I don't think he was. I don't think he was excellent, but he got the goal, so he gets his credit. But just
that
the
was
creative forces.
That was such an easy goal. That was such an easy goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you know what's his name? Like Rico Henry. Like he has a. When you look at the height difference, I'm like, oh, it was actually kind of. They put in the cross and it worked out. So.
I think, to be quite honest, I think the respect needs to be given to the guy that crossed it.
Yeah,
because it was. I mean, it was like, if you look at that, it was like one of them goals that you're watching. It was like slow motion. The way he just jumped up and put it in the net. It was like, how the fuck do you get a goal like that?
Like, how do you get that kind of time? How do you get that? Like, how do you get that kind of time in the Prem? Yeah. But apart from that, like the usual stuff, like the defense is good. Now, as far as like when we, as Arsenal fans, we just complain about the mentality. It's like you went 1-0 up. You should be putting the game away. Like there are things like that you kind of complain about, but it's just the mentality for winning a title. It has to be super high. Like mistakes have to be super low. So that's why we complain. But that was the game yesterday.
Would you be happy if you win the title by 1 or 2 points?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course. I mean, when you look back, you don't. Yeah, you count the titles, not the. Not you don't remember the points. Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
exactly.
you remember the titles more, but it'll be the Arsenal title just has a lot of weight in it right now. It's like there's generations of Arsenal fans that haven't seen a title, and literally the fan base is starving. So. When the fan base is starving for a title, like every mistake, everything feels like PTSD. I mean, that's all part of the emotions of when you go through like titles and stuff like that. Like I'll tell you, I'll contrast this to like basketball. Like it's been like over a decade, right, since I saw my team like lift go far in the college football finals. Every year that we miss out, it hurts. Because it's the standard. It's the absolute standard when you're used to winning. When you're used to winning, when you're used to winning them, and when like you got spoiled for it at times. When that's the standard and you don't get it, you just feel like that's when you like you just want the whole thing. You want something constructed to win that title. If there's progress, you can kind of like take it, but if there's not like the adequate effort, like you tend to bitch and moan like.
The thing is, though, the standard for you guys at the minute is not winning it, which is like what I was saying to Dal earlier when he said if we just win it by 1 or 2 points, it's not acceptable, we need to get rid of him and all that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I do think you need to get rid of him. You've got an amazing team there for me. Great defence, best defence in the league, in my opinion. The midfield with Rice is absolutely boiling at the moment. There's certain things that need to be sorted with Odegaard. He ain't the one. He needs to go. Saka, for me, is just words, you know. And it's like, I think if you got this over the line and you won this league, by one, if it's 1 or 2 points, whatever it is, if you look at the past of football, getting league wins, it's not always 100% cut and dried, is it?
No, it's not. But at the same, but you're right on the sense. You know what you just said. Like it's not our standard yet. Winning a title is not our standard yet.
No,
because for it to be a standard, you have to do it once. You have to do it like multiple times.
And so the team will change.
Yeah, the team will change. So like when Man City says like our standard is the title, they can say that because they've had like 4 of them.
Mm,
So that's their standard. With us,
yeah,
we're still our standard is just competing at the moment. That's what
yeah.
our standard is. Just to be honest.
Well, you've got to take into account that you've been close so many times.
Yeah,
And so these players are going to be like, can we do this or can we not? If you actually do it, then the players' mindsets will change to saying that, yes, we are capable of doing this. It's same as like you look at City and everybody says it, whereas if City get on it, that's it because they've done it before,
right.
you know? So
Yeah,
I
because
think if you manage to win it by 1 or 2 points, as much as I hate Arteta, I don't like the guy, and eventually, if he spends so much money, he's probably going to get something out of it. But it's like, as soon as you do it, then the players believe that they can get over that line as well. And I think that's massive, to be honest. So if you did it by one, mate, if we did it by 1 or 2 points, I wouldn't give a flying fuck.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like you just want the results at the end of it. But for the most part, though, like if we win the title, I still next year, like next year, still will be like competing for the title. Like I don't think our standards just gone up like that. But
No.
um, it's a hard one, man. It's a hard one with Arsenal. The reason is it is pretty much the unknown. You're going into deep
Mm,
water at the moment. You know, it's like going into deep water. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's like if you're a submarine, you go you go under the ocean floor. When you go into deep water,
yeah,
you just don't know
yeah.
if your submarine can hold it. So we'll have to see when it
I
gets to high
think
pressure.
I think personally, if these players get over the line and they actually win the Premier League, I think you'll see a complete difference in this team. To be honest, I mean, I'm not sure whether it'll be under Arteta or what, but I mean, if you win the league, then he's going to be staying anyway. Let's face it. But it's like these players will have that belief. I think at the minute you haven't got that belief. I don't think you've got that belief that you can actually win it. If you go on to the Carabao Cup and you win the Carabao Cup, I think that belief will be there. And then they'll believe that they can go on to like win the league as well. At the minute, I think it comes down with Arsenal just to be that lack of belief that they can get it over the line. But if you
Yeah,
do actually do that, I can see like a completely different story.
yeah, I know. Uh, I still think like regardless at the end of the season, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty convinced that they'll probably keep the same structure just because they like this idea that like what they like this idea. I don't know. They like this idea of Arteta lifting the cup, like just based on
Mm,
Kroenke's mentality. It's the way that they operate is they take a young coach, develop him, and then give him the right tools, have him go win a title. But the problem is at Arsenal, you kind of have to like win multiple ones at the moment. I think that's what the fans are
mm,
expecting.
yeah,
So are the fans right to expect it? I mean, because it's almost like all right, if you haven't won one, how can you expect multiple, right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's like you run into that issue. But at the moment, things are going 4 points up. It's scary times for sure, but is it?
yeah,
I don't know. The team's been good at like coming back. In the last couple of years, they've been good at the whole. You don't have 2 bad games in a row.
mm.
Uh, they've at times I feel like they've knocked the mentality out, but they haven't done it late in the season, in my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree with that. I mean, look, you look at the team that you've got now,
Yeah,
and I think you've got a team that could definitely get this shit over the line. But I think there's like something holding you back on the fact that like we go on like as fans, or every fan turns around and goes, "Oh, Arsenal are going to bottle it again," and all this, that, and the other. And I think that's in the team's mind as well. I think that's totally in the team's mind. I think they know all about the bottling it and all that kind of thing. And what I see when I watch Arsenal now is that they've got it in the back of their minds that they're going to bottle it. But I see a bit of a lack of confidence to take it forward as well. But I think if you actually do get it over the line, I think you'll see a difference. If you look at teams over the past that have actually fucking got it over the line at certain points, then they've been exactly the same, you know?
No, I agree with you. Getting it over the line is experience. You can't deny that. Like, you know, if you get it over the line, it's experience. But the issue is, here's my issue with this, because, all right, so in years past, like when you looked at Man City and whatnot, right? When it gets like really deep in the season, tired legs, you're not fresh, the pressure goes up. They have the Grealishes of the world who just come out of they've come out of nowhere somehow, and they have that mentality, and they put in performances right at the very end. That's
Yeah.
what I'm like. That's what I'm looking at right now with Arsenal, is like, who's gonna step in the final. The best performers have to be reserved at the end of the season, right? So you want that high intent. You want those intense performances at the end of the season. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can go the distance. Like
Yeah.
we've come this far. It's just a matter of not bonking. You know, it's like in marathon terms. People who do like marathons, it's like come mile 20, you just get gassed and you can't move. You bonk the marathon basically. You're supposed to go 26, but you started really well, but you bonked it. So that's what I don't want to see Arsenal do, is just run out of steam again.
Yeah. But I think
And
that's what I'm trying to
and then
see.
with Man City, they have like a system in place where they peak at the end of the season usually. If the season's not like dusted early, they tend to peak very well, and that's something we haven't. That's something Arsenal haven't done yet. And that's what's concerning for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once those last 10 games hit, Champions League is there. Yeah, you're in the Champions League. You got double leg ties. You also have maybe finals. Who knows? Maybe we could be in an FA Cup final. Let's see if we can get there. Because City have gone deep with the treble, so they know what it takes. They know how to go into those deep waters. We are figuring it out. We're figuring it out. So
that's what I mean, though, by the way that you're figuring it out to get it over the line. And I think if you actually do get it over the line, I think you'll become an even stronger team who has belief in being able to do it again and again and again and again. I mean, because when Manchester City, when you was top of the league, and then Manchester City took it, you know, it wasn't by very many points. Didn't they win it from Liverpool by like 1 or 2 points or something? I don't think they was that bothered about that.
Yeah, I mean, the first year, I think Klopp's Klopp's first time, they had the rock and roll style, which it was highly energetic. It made for really good football. It was very effective. They just ran out of steam. That was when like Leroy Sané, and like company scored those nice goals to help them win it. But yeah, I mean, it's just a deep water issue. I mean, figure that out. Will be good. But it's a long season, man. That's why it's like it is a very long season. It's the same thing with Forest. It's the same thing with Forest. I don't know. I feel like you guys can have a run. You have the quality to have a run. What's missing is, I don't know. Like, what's missing from last year? Your counterattack was exceptional last year. When you looked at it this year, like, I feel like your lineups have been have they been more inconsistent? Like, players are not figuring it out together. The combinations haven't been working.
You tell me, mate. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, look, it looks right, but it's like too defensive for me. There's been certain good counter attacks and things like that, but other than that, it's like, it's just not been working.
I just can't see West Ham catching you. That's the thing. I feel like that's your main competitor right now, right? Like West Ham, basically.
I think West Ham will catch us, to be honest.
You think they'll catch you?
Yeah,
Ah.
because it's Nuno. It's Nuno, so I think they will catch us. Big up to Adam. How you doing, mate? Yeah, it's frustrating with the way it's going at the minute, to be honest. But hey, it is what it is, and you just have to get on with it, don't you? At the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, all you need is just one. All you need is a couple good performances. Like I think if you just get like one or two performances right, I think you'll make it. Personally, that's what I think. I think that it's just the quality is there. It's just obviously you just got to get obviously in the Prem it's every single game. Like you got to show it every game there.
Adam says you an Arsenal fan, Bolgab, bro. You think you win the league?
At the moment, 4 points clear. It's a tough one, but if I were to like not sit on the fence, I think we'll do it. I don't know. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it. We just gotta keep our players fresh somehow.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we just got to keep our players fresh. I mean, there's a lot of players playing a lot of minutes, which I don't like, which is okay, but you got to give them rest here and there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we're gonna win it. I feel like there's gonna be like, I feel like at some point the players will, I feel like because it goes up and down, up and down. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it.
I think you'll do it. I think you'll like struggle to do it. Big up Door on Tour, by the way. I was going to redirect to you earlier on, but it went wrong. So I don't know how to do that. So we'll have to have a chat at some point. So you can let me know how to do that sort of thing. But yeah, I was going to redirect to your channel. So big up Door on Tour. And
you need a lot. I think you need a little more subs for that, like just to redirect. So I don't know if you can do it this year.
No, I think he's there, but I just don't know how to do it. I'm trying to work it out. I did have it set up to redirect to Door on Door's channel earlier on, but the old channel went wrong, so I wasn't able to do it.
Oh, did they change? Did they change it? Because it used to be like you had to have like 1K.
Big up to Door on Tour, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to Door on Tour. Great Forest fan. Not like that over prick Forest fan TV. Hope my team, Man United, can get UCL get UCL football for next season. Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. We need a good Manchester United in the league because, I mean, I'm not being funny, but a lot of the teams nowadays are not up to it, are they?
Yeah, but the problem with them is, okay, so Tottenham and Man U, right? Like when you look at both those teams, and had this conversation yesterday, is with Tottenham, I just don't think their recruiting has to change. I think that's what that's what Tottenham has to do better first. Like they have to get their recruiting right, because the coaches there's only so much you can do with the coaches, right? But they got to get their player recruiting a little bit better. I think that's their issue. But then they also got to fix. Like there isn't really a formula completely. The way we kind of did it is we did it in spots where our players were trash, so our recruitment got better. But then our player development surprisingly got better. That's the one that surprised me a little bit. We didn't completely, because in years past we used to be like Man United, right? Where we used to not grow players. Like when you look at like the Gabriels of the world and stuff like that, we never had that like for a while. So in a sense, with Man U, I think that's their big issue right now. Is like they have to get rid of that tag that they have of like the ruined players because their graveyard is massive. Like every player that went to Man United just didn't turn out in the last decade. So they got to start like focusing on that. In my eyes. I mean, is that how you think Man U guys? What do you think about Man U?
Well, I mean, they've got it sorted with Carrick at the minute. So, I mean, if Carrick can get a tune out of these players, then go for it. At the end of the day, go for it. I
Yeah,
mean,
but to be like a competing Man U, I just can't see for like an. It's gonna be a couple years before that. It's gonna take a lot. Like
yeah, but it's what's needed. It's what's needed. At the minute, there's not a lot of teams. Like, I mean, start of the season, yeah, there was teams like challenging at the front with Aston Villa and Manchester City and all that. But it's like, the league at the minute is quite weak in the sense of
yeah,
teams trying to take the first spot. So maybe that's where you need to jump up and make sure that you're the team. You know, with us, I mean, I'm confused. I don't know what the fuck's going on, to be honest.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like with Man U, I feel like Chelsea's in the same boat too. Is they just can't get a they can't just get a consistent team like
Mm,
yeah, together like that. But that performs really that performs at a high level. You know what I mean? Like they're with so right now it's the Arsenal. Yeah, I mean we'll see. I think Liverpool maybe next year like they'll make a lot of changes this summer. They'll make a lot of changes this summer, and then they still have the. I think they're looking at the Champions League and making a run in it.
yeah.
And Isak's out the whole year, but they've been all right. They've been picking it up. There've been flashes with Liverpool though. You know, there've been
Mm,
flashes of talent with Liverpool. So I think maybe in the Champions League they could have their moments. But you're right. Like overall, I think overall the league's talent pool when you look at it, it's probably the poorest we've seen it,
mm, yeah.
like
Yeah.
across the board.
I think like over time, this is the easiest point where you can actually take it. I mean, even last season, I think there was an easy point for you to take it. But it's like,
What?
to actually take the league.
Oh yeah, last year there was. I think last year we just messed up with our transfer window last year. I mean,
Mm,
uh, granted, like fine, there was a bit of a drop off from like years past, right? Say what you want about that. Like every team has like drop offs, like one year where they drop off. Liverpool had it this year. But last year our recruiting was terrible.
mm,
At the beginning, if they bought in Jokeres last year, maybe instead we bought Sterling, we bought Marino, and who was the other one? Yeah, Calafiore. We bought Calafiore. He was injured the whole year. So
yeah.
in that sense, like our recruiting last year was just atrocious. And then Edu left. Uh, we bought Berta, and it was kind of like a mini transition almost. Turned out to be a mini transition, but yeah, this year the depth is there. The problem with the depth is we'll see what it does in the biggest of games at the end of the year.
Mm. I mean, what do you think you've got to do to get it over the line then?
Uh, we need big performances at the end of the year. That's it. Like, um,
Do you think the players are at fault, or do you think it's the manager?
oh, it will come down. It'll come down to. I mean, it will come down to the manager. It'll come down. Yeah, I mean, buck stops to the manager. I mean, that's the person in charge. So you make the decisions. Uh, you're the one who has like probably the most control too. So I'll probably say manager. Um,
Mm.
but the players, like, all right. So I think do we have the talent versus City? Like, I mean, those City games are going to be interesting, right? So matchup wise, so We'll see when
You know
going
the
into those
biggest thing
games.
that bothers me at the minute
About
is
us?
like between you and C,
Yeah,
there's a mentality issue, which is what I was saying before. The
right.
Fulham game, but then they go and beat Fulham 3-0. So obviously the mentality is with Manchester City, and you get a draw against Brentford, which could have been a loss. Let's face it, but it could have been a loss. Adam says if Arsenal don't win it this season, they will not win it at all. Yay, mate. No, I
That's
agree.
another.
I agree. I
Yeah,
totally agree.
every year it takes a mental effort just to even be in this position. So, like,
Mm,
it's a mental drain. Like every year you go, like every year you push so hard and you don't get there. That takes a mental toll.
mm,
That requires I'll be honest. That does require a lot of uh, how shall I say, psychological assistance at that point. Like because it becomes like a mental hurdle almost. You know, Robin. You know who used to have that actually? Robin van Persie. He talked
yeah,
about it. He's like I just couldn't get my career going at all. Like every year I felt like I had the talent. I could never put together a consistent season. We
yeah.
stuck through it, and then one year he figures it out. Like it just started coming. So um,
Mm,
yeah, it's just the mentality at that level, man. The mentality at that level, it's just got to be like you have to be so you have to be like no nonsense. It's pretty much the best way to describe it. You got to be no nonsense at all. Like
yeah.
you got to be putting the daily 10 miles. You got to like do everything in training, and you're doing it like you're doing everything has to be very sharp. Like I don't know, it's hard to describe it, but that training, like Messi and Neymar, they describe the training. It's like who's that guy that went to Barcelona? I forgot his name, but there was like one guy. He says, "All right, I used to see Suarez and Messi, right, and Neymar, right? They used to hit the top corner 99 times out of 100 when they're training.
Mm, yeah.
Other players, they're hitting that like maybe 60, 70, 80% of the time. Like that's the big difference. Like to be
Yeah.
able to do that every single day in training like that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of consistency and lots of training. So it's that mentality. You just have to be. It's that mentality that I think City has it because Guardiola installed it, right? Guardiola's
Mm,
installed that mentality.
yeah.
Arteta's seen the
Yeah.
mentality. He's come to Arsenal, but the knockoff is never as good as the original. That's the way I always see it. He can
Yeah.
only get so much.
Yeah.
He can only get so much. So the knockoff will never be as good as the original. So
I'll be back in a sec, mate. I
we'll
need a
see.
piss.
Yeah,
We'll be back in a sec.
yeah. Big up to the chat as always. Yeah, Adam, what do you think about the World Cup coming up? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's gonna be for me. I think it's gonna be awesome the World Cup, but hopefully, like all the good players can play in the World Cup, though. That's the one thing. Because right now we have we have people coming back from injury. We'll see. I'm looking at Palmer like right now. Palmer's getting back to it, so hopefully he gets back to decent. Havertz, uh, Neymar. Hope all the big stars like Ronaldo's kind of like having a okay season, I guess, but he's been on strike. So hopefully all the best players show up.
Adam says, yes, looking forward to the World Cup, bro. Are you?
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, I hope all the best players show up to the World Cup. Because right now, like, there's a couple that are having, like, bad seasons. I mean, a couple having injury-free seasons, like Havertz. We'll see where Palmer is in a couple months. Neymar still out. Ronaldo's still, like, he's on strike, I guess.
Who's your team in the World Cup?
I'm gonna go for the US, but I don't think they'll win it. So I think hopefully this year we make we make it to the quarters or the semis. But it's just hard. I still think we're behind. I still think we're behind some teams uh, to go like really far. But a quarterfinal run would be nice, personally. But it's at home, so who knows? Maybe we can make it to the semis. It would be nice to make it to the semis. I feel like with England, it's like you pretty much have to win it, right? I mean, you come into the mentality. I mean, you have the advantage. They've pretty much gave you the path
Bro,
almost.
I'm tired. I'm tired of watching England play football, to be honest.
I mean, you have the
It's
stars.
just
You just have
not
the
good.
stars. It's just you have the
I know.
stars. The
Yeah.
style's just never there. You have the stars. I just don't think the style's ever there. No.
I
I
don't
think
think we ever actually go to win. We just go to do something.
so. What I think was wrong with England is I feel like it starts with your like qualifying. I think when you qualify, like you play all these easy teams, like really easy teams, but you never play like Spain or like how like in other like Spain, Germany, Portugal, they usually play like other big teams, but England like
Yeah.
they never play the other big teams like in practice. So like I think that hurts you guys because Spain's that like Spain gets into like a certain rhythm that it's kind of hard to match, and they have really good quality too. So they'll just play you off the park. Same thing with like the other ones. I don't know how you would do against like Argentina or Brazil though. I still don't know how you guys would do like against an Argentina or Brazil.
Well, mate, I don't think it's down to mentality when it comes to England. It's down to this style. And
Yeah,
to me, it's crazy. It don't matter what manager we get, they always play the same way. And that to me says there's somebody like in the background that's actually causing the issue.
like you mean like you play athletically and physically, but like you never play with the skill. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, we just I don't know, I can't explain it. It's so frustrating to see though, because we have got really good players. But you've got a lot of foreign players coming to the English game as well. And
Yeah,
maybe they make them look better than what they actually are. You know, Declan Rice, you can see like he's an 100%er. You know, Anderson as well is an 100%er. You know,
yeah.
why can we not sort of like get it over the line? I mean, I don't even bother watching England. I used to when I was a kid, but I don't even bother now, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a joy about like international football. Like, I still think it. I mean, obviously it's huge for the players when they make it to England, right? Because you're representing your country. But um, maybe the weight of the shirt. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things. You do have nowadays. You do have a lot more stars that play overseas too. So you can have the Rashfords of the world. You can have the Bellinghams, and you have the Canes. They're more well. You have more. You have more well-seasoned players in that sense. It's just about putting together, personally, for England. But also,
I just don't. I don't think like anybody that takes over. England. As it like, look at Southgate. Southgate was doing okay when he first came in. He was doing really good stuff and making us look like we was there to challenge and everything. Then all of a sudden, he just sort of like retracted back to this style of like doing what England always do. So there's obviously, it doesn't matter who the manager is. There's obviously another influence there, because that just doesn't make any sense. Adam says England will not win it. Oh, well, will we? Yeah, you see the news yesterday, Thomas Tuchel stopping until 2028. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I don't understand that either. When you start giving new contracts out to people that ain't done anything yet. Will you be watching the World Cup? Yeah, mate. I love the World Cup. I absolutely love the World Cup. Always have. I'll probably be more interested in other teams than England, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was. I think they were just trying to get rid of the Manchester United speculation. So he's not like he's not. It's just to stop the speculation. That's probably why they gave him the contract. But because I think Man U, because right now the coaching situation is what Man U need a new coach, right? Oh well, we don't know if they need a new coach. They're, I think there, I think there's teams that like at the end of the season they're gonna make like they want to probably make a bigger change at the end of the season. Like Tottenham's still out there. You're gonna have you. Would you get Thomas Frank for Forest? By the way, would that be a
100%.
coach? So you think that'll be
100%.
okay? So that would be you. You would take Thomas Frank. At Forest.
100%.
But yeah, like I think there's gonna be some coaches I think at the end of the season. Like Pochettino's been linked everywhere, which I don't know what's gonna happen with that. So he says he's committed to the U.S. goal for now. So that's all. That's why I figured. I figured like all these coaches that are in the World Cup scene, they're gonna be focused on the World Cup. Like that's the biggest achievement. So.
A lot of teams need new managers, don't they? Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would 100% take Thomas Frank. 100% take
I think it'll
Thomas
be.
Frank.
I think it'll be a good fit. I think it'll be a good fit.
Over Vitor Pereira, I would totally take Thomas Frank. Bro, how far is your home?
How far is my home? I'm still like five. I still got like 6 miles to do.
What the fuck?
Yeah, going like long.
What, just
like
walk
training
this
for it.
every day?
Every single day. Yeah, 10 miles.
Yeah?
Yeah, like for now, yeah, at least. Like
Can't vault it.
I run the other days, so I run like every other day because it's just so hard on the body, like running. So. Like one day I walk and then one day I run. Yeah, if you gotta go, don't just tell me. But like,
It's all good. I just like thought you was gonna be home at some point. So
nah.
yeah, it's crazy.
What? But I just kept going.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
it's like an everyday thing. It's like a long. I don't know. It's been good. It's been good for me actually. Like it's been good for me. Sometimes it's like it's a weird one. Like some days it's like mentally like it's mentally really good, right? Like you iron out everything before you get home, and then some days it's like you're just happy you got home. So it just depends on the day. So it can be like mentally draining too. So I've been good.
Do you walk home? Do you walk home every day then?
Yeah, like pretty much. I walk outside the house 10 miles, and then walk back. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, fucking hell.
Well, I mean, it's the easiest form of exercise.
100%.
I will say that.
Yeah, totally.
It's actually not bad. Like you'll actually lose weight on it too. You'll actually lose weight on walking, but
yeah, absolutely, 100%. Adam says Man United need new manager, Tottenham need new manager, and Real Madrid need new manager, don't they, Yeti, mate? Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. 100%.
I wonder where Xabi Alonso is gonna go. Like, I feel like a lot of these coaches are like, they have a little PTSD with some of these like jobs, so they're gonna take their time with it.
Mm.
Because it's not easy. Like, I mean, when you get like let going by like Real Madrid, it probably bruises your ego a little bit. Like, I'm not good enough. So,
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna
yeah,
get off. So
yeah, for sure. Right?
yeah. Thank you for coming on though, Bolgav.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
anytime,
it. I think
anytime.
I did get banging on the wall from the neighbours. I did ask, but they hadn't answered. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna get off. So
All right,
yeah, big up to you, man, for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
anytime, man. Anytime. I'll catch you. I'll catch you on the with the watch alongs on the weekend. I think that's what you're doing this weekend.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Absolutely,
man.
mate.
I'll catch you later.
Take care, man. Love, man. Right, okay, guys. So take it easy, guys. It was a struggle to do this stream because of the problems I had before. Hey, whatever. Problems, you come over them and you get on with it. And that's exactly what we've done. So, yeah. Big up to everyone. Keep it real. Keep it yeti. And catch you all later, guys. Love, man. Tatty fucking bye. See you later, guys.